I'm Lauren Honickman, lawyer and former City TV's legal specialist. And the following episode of FOTMCast is intended for real heads only. If you're not deeply immersed in the TMU, a devout FOTM, do not listen. I'm not kidding. Stop playing this episode now.
Somehow our innocence is lost.
A little flat on innocence, but other than that, it was great. We'll go again. Huh?
Mm-hmm. One more time.
Somehow our...
That's my sound, man.
Midtown Gord, can we talk about my scrotum? And my scrotum exploded. My scrotum was enormous. If you ever take penicillin, your scrotum will balloon. No photo exists of my scrotum. That's good.
Combing the depths of the TMU for a quarterly review of fact checks, figures, and phrases that you didn't know you needed. It's FOTMcast with your hosts, Toronto Mike, Cam Gordon, and Tyler Campbell.
Under the pillow, I bury my head and try and shut Chicago out. As it turns out, there's a whole other world of sounds, a perfect fifths, low skids and Arctic howls. All saying, are you going through something? Are you going through something? Under the pillow, a little room to breathe. The early morning light's a pale cranberry. I hear the not now, of a siren far away and closing steadily. Saying, are you going through something? Are you going through something? 'Cause I am too.
Welcome to episode 1928 of Toronto Mic'd, an award-winning podcast, proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery. Order online at greatlakesbeer.com for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Visit palmapasta.com for more. Toronto Maple Leafs baseball. Catch a game at Christie Pitts this summer. No ticket required. Fusion Corp's own Nick Iones. He's the host of Building Toronto Skyline and Mike and Nick. Two podcasts that you ought to listen to. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. And Ridley Funeral Home. Pillars of the community since 1921. I think I'll just play the next 10 minutes of this great hip song.
What is this song called?
The Depression Suite.
Oh, is that okay? Gotcha.
This is your favorite hip song, right, Tyler?
It's certainly probably top 3, I would say. Yeah.
And I know why we're playing it, but let's let people know that this is the 10th FOTMcast. So happy anniversary, boys.
Happy 10th.
And joining me,
2.5 years.
Good math. That's why you're the director of communications at TMDS. Sure. But joining me today for this 10th FOTMcast, it is indeed Cam Gordon and Tyler Campbell.
Hello,
the
hello.
VP of
Hello.
Sales. Hello, guys.
Good to see you guys. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
Belated.
I have in my hand a
Got the-
copy of
the-
Track
the
Changes.
Replacement copy. He gave one to Cadence Weapon, fellow author. Which,
How come Cadence Weapon is in the book? He did an interview for the book, but you didn't give him a copy.
I haven't seen him since the book came out. I mean, he lives in Hamilton, and I'm a self-published author. I can't give these away.
What about a PDF? You can't email him a PDF of the book and say, "Hey, you're in this."
He knows. I mean, he doesn't need to see this.
He's
He's
a
very
busy-
gracious with his time already. I don't want to bother him.
Well, thank you for the replacement copy that you
Of
gave me at
course.
TMLX22. And thank you, VP, for putting together that introduction. And every quarter, you pick a song that's relevant to the quarter. And I'm very happy you chose the Depression Suite because it was a key part of my Elmo gig.
Indeed, I always agonize over the song choice, but really there was no other choice this quarter.
No other choice here. So let's check in how you're doing. Let's start with you, VP. How is life?
Life is good, very busy as it has been for the last several months, but things are. I think some balance is being restored, which is nice, and I'm just very happy to be here. You know, the summer is in full swing, and it's a wonderful time to be alive.
Summer is killing us. We're just going to sing hip
I was
songs.
gonna say Balance, also your favorite Van Halen
Oh my God, I love
album.
Balance.
Yeah,
Is,
great.
is Humans Being on that one?
I think so. Is this with like the Siamese twins on the cover?
that's
or
right.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question, Cam, for you.
Sure.
Can you please fill in the TMU? Because, of course, this episode is for real heads only. So
Right.
please fill in Mike Epple and let him know what's this walk and how is, I feel like Christopher Walk, this walk.
The
Tell me
Sierra
about the
Walk.
walk and how it involves beloved FOTM Jeremy Hopkin, who is joining us on the live stream right now.
Hello,
Absolutely.
Jay.
Hello, J-Ho on the live stream, and we'll see you in 48 hours. So, yeah, so Jeremy and I are going to be hosting a walk. We're calling it a historical walk on Wednesday night. And what this is this is going to be a deep dive and tons of fun facts about 3 major retailers of the past of Yonge Dundas. We're going to be talking about Sam the Record Man, 347 Yonge Street. We're going to be
Absolutely.
talking about HMV, 333 Yonge Street, and we're going to be talking about the world's biggest bookstore on Edward Street. I can't think of the address. It's probably multiple.
Well, no A&A Records discussion here.
Maybe
No
we'll do that.
Sunrise.
We'll do that next summer. Yeah, no,
Music World.
Music World, right.
Yeah, so this is going to be sort of modeled after, Doors Open, and you see FOTM Johnny Dovercourt's and a few of these are great, like
Okay, but be specific
Kensington.
here. I'm
Yeah.
dumb, okay? So what time should I be and where should I go? Like, where exactly should I be? Outside the cock door or whatever, 333 Yonge?
Close, very close. So we're going to be meeting, go to 10 Edward Street. So the location there is BMV Books.
And sorry, this is the 8th of July?
Yeah, the 8th. So
Okay.
this is this Wednesday,
Okay, what time?
7 p.m.
Hold on. Let's go to my calendar right now, okay?
Okay.
7 p.m. Meet J-Ho and Cam.
Do we need to
Okay.
register for this?
No, this is a free event.
Just show up.
Like, we
All my
literally...
events are free. All my events.
All 8
Everyone's welcome.
listeners.
It's like TMLX. Like it's
Yeah,
very
well-
much modeled.
everything but the Elmo gig.
Yeah.
All 8 listeners of FOTMcast are taking a note here. Leslie Taylor, take this down. Say that address again that we go to.
Okay, so it's gonna be 10 Edward Street. So
Absolutely.
that's BMV Books. That's right beside where the world's biggest bookstore used to be. We're actually gonna be across the street. So you'll see the little crowd there. You'll see the
Gathering
two guys talking,
crowds.
gathering crowds. We'll be playing, Twib notes and all the things.
How about
Jeremy's gonna be all suited up in his typical garb that he gets up to. So
Of course. What will you be wearing, Ken?
yeah, I'll probably be wearing something similar to what I'm wearing, but not the baseball.
Do you get
bat.
chills when you hear this song in the headphones and then you look over,
incredible.
Cam's got a bat in his hand, a
Yeah.
wooden bat.
Oh.
I get chills.
I'm
The
ready
Louisville
for
Slugger. Yeah,
I'm ready for Vin Scully in the game of the week.
put me in,
you know.
coach. Yeah,
Mel Allen.
Mets
absolutely.
Astros on a
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
How about that?
Howard Johnson.
You know what? It's like Ozzie Smith is doing like a backflip right
that's
now.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
the San Diego Chicken.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah,
Marge Shaw is saying something racist.
Yeah,
of course.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a time to
Well,
be alive.
what a
dog
time.
took a shit on the AstroTurf. That's awesome. Shotzi.
It was Shotzi.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
Anyway, this walk's gonna be about an
Anyway.
hour.
back to your event.
Yeah, and it's really for music lovers. It's for people who love history. I've been promoting it on different like Facebook accounts where there's actually like an alumni account for people who worked at Sam the Record Man and also for HMV.
Okay.
I hope he can make it. Robbie J might be there. He actually worked at HMV.
East York's own.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it'll be a good mix of people who used to work there, just fans, curious onlookers. It's actually getting quite a bit of media. I'm going to be doing a bit of a media tour the next couple of days. I actually did an interview today with CTV News. I'm going to be on the news tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Who conducted the interview?
Raheem something.
I know this guy. Yeah, I know
very
this
nice guy. Very nice guy. So we shot it down in Young Dundas Square with the two records in the
Sankofa
background.
Square.
How? Because this
Sankofa
just
Square.
years of building your Rolodex where you can just say, I want to be on CTV, City TV. I want to be on CP24. I want to be on CBC.
Well, I mean,
It's very impressive.
I mean, it's helpful. Like, this is what I do professionally, like PR. So I know some of these people.
You know the ropes.
Yeah, but like people honestly just love this topic. They love,
Yeah.
you see these Facebook accounts with all the boomers. Like you put a fake photo of like Sam the Record Man. It's like, I went down there every Boxing Day and I bought all the CD.
Oh, speaking of the AI slop you're referring to, I know exactly what you're
It's going
referring
to be a
to.
slop-free event.
Jeremy Hopkin is in my calendar to go off on AI slop
I
for like
can't wait for
90
that.
minutes.
Well, I did mention this today when I spoke to Raheem at CTV. He said, why are you doing this? I'm, celebrating the loss of these places that were, get places people, they were community outposts. They were for-profit institutions, but they acted very much like, community centers. You could just go there. You didn't have to spend anything. You could just hang out, want to be music lovers, book lovers. And I was saying, as these go into the past, like we're almost at the 20-year mark of Sam the Record Man being gone because it wrapped up in 2007.
Right.
And then you factor in all this AI shit and all these all this slop, and people just want to react to the stuff. The actual history is going to go away really quickly.
We're gonna J-Ho and I are gonna stop this.
That's why we do what we do, Mike. You resemble this, Mark. This is what you do.
This is why we exist.
This is it. That's why this fucking.
Okay.
That's why it took an hour to get here.
I'm so fucking fired up right now. I gotta shout out Rob Bruce.
Break stuff.
It's Fred Durst over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it was Feist. I'm like, what did I say that cracked us up earlier? Okay, it was Feist. Okay, so Jeremy Hopkin is on the live stream, live.torontomike.com. He says he can't wait to go off on AI slop. That's on Toronto Mike. That episode might be Monday. I got to check. It might be a week today. But he also can't wait to do the walk with Cam. So it's in my calendar.
Yeah.
Maybe the presence of me will attract people like, who the fuck would it attract? Midtown Gord.
Well, yeah, but he said because it's not during the day.
Yeah, he can't make
Hey,
it.
Midtown Gord, what do you got going on the evening of
He's
Wednesday
busy.
that you
Don't-
can't?
It's okay.
Don't
Gord's
pry.
busy.
Don't pry.
He was at the Elmo gig. I know that's on the agenda. I should pass the baton back to VP. I always take over these
No.
FOTMcasts. But
By all means.
okay, so all I want to say is Rob Bruce is currently in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Have you guys ever been to Italy?
just once.
But that's enough.
Going this fall.
Don't be okay.
Are you
so
really?
I am.
Awesome.
You're making your Italy. I've been to Italy just once as well,
Yeah.
Cam Gordon. But we've all got, soon VP will join the club or whatever. But Rob Bruce is he's right now in Italy for the first time. And he's interested in a soccer match, which is, it's very late in Italy, but he's going to stay up and do FOTMcast. And then he's going to do this Belgium versus USA World Cup knockout game. And my son, my 12-year-old, how old is he now? Okay. He's going, we're going to do FOTMcast, but it will overlap with this match. And he'll come down the stairs. Like if you hear footsteps coming down that stairs, a goal was scored. And he's going to just take that mic from the VP and he's going to announce the goal. He might even describe the goal. So we'll learn what's going on in Belgium
like little
versus USA.
Scott Ferguson, pitter patter down the stairs.
FOTM Scott, I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Let's call him right now.
I'm pretty sure it was his voice the first time I found out about the Roberto Alomar trade, like the first one.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember he broke in and he said, "Oh, we do have a trade," and there was like a
That's a
20-second
big
delayed,
announcement.
and he was like, "Oh."
That's going to tie into this past quarter because a person who's involved in that trade has been on the Toronto microphones, and we'll get to that later. But that's a
Yes.
teaser. That,
Not Roberto Alomar.
No.
the crime dog. Okay?
I will say, I was at a Jays game last week, and they showed a Roberto Alomar home run on the Jumbotron.
I'm actually surprised.
So was I.
What, like the?
But it wasn't the Eckersley
it was
Lane?
the,
Okay.
the Eckersley
You know
Lane.
what? Sometimes moments are too big
Yeah,
to
you can't.
cancel.
It's really hard to ignore that one.
That's a huge moment.
Yeah.
Like if Kirk Gibson goes out and murders 20 people tonight, okay? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean,
They can't delete that moment from the
the
montages. Speaking of
Yeah.
Twib.
Yeah. Aren't people arguing he should win World Series MVP for that?
That's
come
ridiculous.
On. Just like
Come on.
at-bat.
Yeah,
Well-
that was his only at bat of the series.
Like Oral Hershiser.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break.
What was it? Rod Black? Well, this will come later. We'll talk about our favorite episodes of the quarter. We have a lot of ground to cover. We're
So
going to
much
get right
ground.
to it. But he made a comment on my microphones that there should be a statue of Roberto Alomar outside the dome. And I almost said it on the mic. I think I said that's not going to happen or something.
Yeah.
But my thought was there's a better chance that they erect a statue of Stu fucking Stone outside the Sky Dome, right? There's a better chance they got a statue of Leslie Taylor baking cookies for TMLX.
That'd be a great statue.
I will say, and also an early candidate for the biggest Lawson of Q3 is Ed Keenan saying Rod Black is going to run for the
when he, I was like, what? Stouffville,
Who's
maybe.
he like talk about? Rod Phillip.
Yeah.
But he said Rod Black.
That's okay.
Okay,
We all do it.
so
We all do it.
how do you want to structure this? I know you sent notes. Let me
I
check
don't
the
know.
notes here.
Yeah,
we got to get into
it's
this.
very loose. It's very loose. I think we should talk about the Elmo gig off the top because that was a very significant moment.
And that was May 21st. And I actually, other than like a couple of minutes with Blair Packham, there hasn't been anyone on the microphones who was at that
Right.
event. So it has not been discussed.
Yeah, so let's discuss it. I think it's
Okay,
important.
can I
that we
just sit back
discuss
and
it.
listen and then I'll chime in as required?
So yeah, I mean, let's just sort of set the scene for those who
You're
weren't
going to
there.
unpack it.
And what was? Did you have a count on the number of people who were there?
I was told 85 people.
85 people. It was a very full,
Healthy crowd. It's good.
healthy crowd.
Gathering crowds.
Yeah.
They gathered. Yeah.
I saw a lot of. I will say I knew probably 90% of the faces in the room, but there were some unfamiliar faces.
But there were regulars that we've
Definitely,
come to
yes.
expect.
Yes,
Including you both.
FOTMs,
Face in the
FOTMs were
crowd,
there.
Tom Petty. Just like we'll just name a song.
Full
Yeah.
Moon Fever was a great
Oh
album.
my God, love that
Absolutely.
album.
Right.
So much.
Tom Petty solo. Not
Yeah, Although
there's
most
no-
of the Heartbreakers are on that album, but
It's confusing.
yeah, very confusing.
Including Mike Campbell?
Mike Campbell's on that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not the FOTM.
No, not the FOTM.
There's a baseball player.
Yeah,
Mariner.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mariners.
How many Will Smiths are there in the world that are famous?
Too many.
yeah,
Too many.
yeah. I don't. There's two Max Muncie's playing in MLB right now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, who's the hockey player? There's two of him that they're both good.
Sebastian Aho.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the Elmo.
Anywho.
I like tangents.
You get there. Toronto Mike is on the marquee at the Elmo. You walk in. There's a big
I'm
Toronto.
going to close
Mike,
my eyes and relive that
There's a
night.
big Toronto
Just a
Mike
while ago
logo
now.
as you walk into the sort of the foyer of the theater.
That was cool.
That was cool. The staircase, the vaunted staircase with all the stenciled band names, artists who've performed there.
Duran, Toronto Mike.
Yeah, Toronto Mike,
Blondie.
I think I was between Chaos and Steppenwolf. Does that sound right?
which is about where I would put you on the cultural pantheon.
Quick tangent. We're coming right back to the Elmo gig. I can't wait to talk about it. But the Toronto Star put out their 25 biggest Toronto jams, right? The number one jam was Chaos's Crab Bucket. I did not know that was a Toronto jam. Am I the only one who didn't know that was a Toronto jam? Like, it's a great fucking song.
Sure.
I love that song.
I would not have thought of that as
What's
a
a Toronto?
I don't know I'm not sure. I didn't read in. I just saw the list and then I copied it because Ed Keenan brought this up last week, which is not that's from
Right.
the next
We'll talk
quarter.
about
You
that
can't
next
talk
quarter.
about that
Yeah.
next quarter.
Put
But
the
he said,
crab in
he
the
wanted to ask
bucket
me what's
in
missing
Toronto.
because there's a couple the Spadina Bus by the Shuffle Demons was
Huge
missing.
Toronto jam.
But number one being Chaos's Crab Bucket. I need more intel on, as to what makes that a Toronto jam.
I think we're going to need a separate episode just for
Not
that.
obvious.
Yeah.
Back to you, but I was between Chaos and Steppenwolf.
Yes.
And Steppenwolf, coincidentally, was in my one-man show.
That's right. Yeah.
The Family Ties stuff.
That's right.
I literally
the
wrote
Family
this thing
Ties
for myself.
segment.
So if you appreciate it, that means you're
there was a
like-minded.
point when Cam and I were sitting near the back, and I looked at my watch and I was like, he has another 30 minutes to go. Like, how is he going to do it?
Really?
Yeah.
Did it appear I was running out of steam?
You weren't running out of steam. It was just like we had been there for an hour, and it felt like I've gotten my money's worth. I've certainly gotten my $65.
But there was a grand finale in store.
There was a grand finale, but like, how is he going to fill 30 more minutes of material? Like,
But he did it.
He did it. Like most, you watch a stand-up special on Netflix or whatever, and they're 60 minutes long. Like,
right.
Comics do 60
minutes. Yeah, the new
sets.
Louis C.K. thing I saw was like 50 minutes or something.
Yeah. You did 90 minutes like on the dot.
Can I ask you, I'm going to interrupt quite a bit, I realize. But I didn't have a template or a blueprint or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just thought 90 was like, when you see a movie, it's like the perfect length for a movie was 90 minutes. So I just thought, hey, I should do 90 minutes. Like, it never occurred to me I could do 45 fucking minutes.
But you also thought, like, Rob would be, like, vamping. With, like, little,
oh, that's,
which would
Bruce.
Totally make
so I mentioned he was in Italy for a reason, because on the live stream.
He's getting a new catalytic converter.
I knew. Oh, Andy says everybody who's listening to this episode was at the Elmo, but that's not true, because Mike Eppel couldn't make it. He had a conflict. So Mike Eppel is listening to this episode, and he was not at the Elmo. Leslie says no statues of me. But I just want to read something Rob Pruce wrote, and then we'll get right back to the Elmo here. He wrote that, because we were playing the Depression Suite.
Yes.
And he said, it's pausing for a dramatic effect here.
What did he say, Mike?
I know how to play this song. And he knows how to play the song because I told him to learn this fucking song because it was supposed to be part of the one-man show. And J-Ho just says he remembers at the Elmo when I pointed at him and I said, you're going through something. That is, yes, I did this thing where I pointed at people.
Yeah.
Like real people in the crowd.
Crowd work.
And I said to I knew J-Ho was going through something. You could just see it in his hat.
That's right.
Okay,
back
to you. I looked him straight in the hat.
Yeah. And this has been covered on Toast. This has been covered elsewhere. But Rob Pruce, the venerable, lovable Rob Pruce, former member of the Spoon,
says you
honeymoon suite, was unable to make it. You had planned this show for months with Rob, with music cues, and he had a drummer that was going to come.
Yeah, from Platinum Blonde.
Right. Right.
Oh.
Not
We're not fucking around, Cam.
Yeah. Okay. Not the original Platinum.
No.
That's okay.
Couldn't afford that guy.
Yeah.
MF wasn't there.
She was not there.
No. Why not?
You have to ask her.
I think that's bullshit. Please continue.
Okay. So like it was what, like 24 hours before the show?
Yeah, like about 26 hours.
And so you had to completely change everything.
Yeah. But I didn't really, I had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So the main thing I did right away was get a new opening act.
Right.
So Blair Packham came through with Flying Colors, and we talked about that recently for
he was
Rewinder.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah. And he did a 45-minute set. So I basically said, okay, Blair, I think I'm trying to get my time right. Yeah, I said, Blair, 7:15, you're going to play for 45 minutes, and at exactly 8 o'clock, I'm going to take that mic, and I'm going to hold that mic till 9:30, and then there's a top secret grand finale.
Yes.
The corporate set he did. It was good.
Oh, yeah, you heard the Rewinder. He says he held back.
That's right.
I didn't even know he was holding. I didn't know he had more.
Well, to his point, there's a lot of chatter in the room. Like a TMLX event, people are catching up. They're saying hello. They're chit chatting.
Yeah.
So not all the focus was on Blair, but his songs were great. He performed beautifully as he always does.
And a great recording exists. It's pristine recording because all that audio tech is brand new. Like it broke the Weckerly Bank.
I was going to say it bankrupt former owner.
Like it's like 30 million. Like this studio you're in now is like everything that combined is like $3,000.
Like the court case around it. Like if you read deep, it's really really interesting. It's so much money.
And we benefited because the engineer Doug McClement did it for free. He recorded it for free because he's a BFF of Blair Packham.
Like legendary recording engineer, Doug McClement.
The Tragically Hip at Edgefest. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And Toronto Mike at the Elmo.
Exactly.
So you can hear, on my YouTube channel, all 45 minutes of Blair Packham, I urge you to check it out. He was fantastic.
He was.
Excellent.
And you were, you weren't backstage in the green room.
Oh, yeah.
Big timing everyone. I
was told to go back there and I refused.
Yeah, no, you were out there with the crowd. You were saying hello, shaking hands.
All my friends were there.
Yeah. You were hanging out with your friends. And then you just very seamlessly stepped up on the stage at 8 o'clock and started your
It was
act.
8 o'clock. It was time for me to do my thing.
That's right.
I'm too dumb to know better. So at 8 o'clock, I literally grabbed the mic. It was exactly 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, that's impressive. I'm like the World Cup. It starts on time.
As Lorne Michael says, we don't go on because we're ready.
Right, it's
we go on
11:30.
because it's 8 o'clock.
And we both saw Lorne, the
We did.
documentary. And I got to say, I find Lorne, not Lorne Honickman, he's great too. We've already heard him today.
Yeah.
But Lorne Michaels, I find him to be inspiring as fuck. Like a lot of his thoughts on things I try to apply here, just a smaller audience.
Yeah. Compelling personality.
8 people
for sure.
instead of, whatever's going on over
Yeah.
there. Okay,
we're
back
gonna
to the Elmo.
We're going to hear a little bit more about Lorne Michael
Okay,
a little
okay.
later on in the show.
Is he going to make it is he going to zoom in?
He is going to zoom
run in.
Yeah. So you had to switch gears. At one point, I think maybe for a small group of friends, or maybe at a future TMLX, maybe you do the show with Rob, and see what that
Anything is
experience was like.
possible.
Anything is possible. I'm just throwing it out there.
I couldn't even get Rob to TMLX 22, but
Wow.
we'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Anyway, there were moments I didn't know what to expect. I don't think anyone really did.
No, because I didn't tell anyone anything.
And
Monica didn't know what to expect.
yeah, and I will say it really, you took us on a journey. There were moments that were funny. There were moments
good.
that reminded me of your delivery. Reminded me of Norm Macdonald.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a high compliment.
A lot of non sequiturs.
Yeah,
That's how my brain
Abound.
works.
yeah. There,
No shit.
There were poignant moments.
Wow.
And it was just I felt very inspired by the whole thing, because you said you were going to do it and you did it. And there are a lot of people chirping, oh, you got to go to comedy clubs and work out your act and blah blah blah.
Not even chirping, but Humble Howard had the best of intentions when he told me how I had to work this in comedy clubs.
Yeah,
Do a tight 5.
but you did it.
And even the Gare Joyces, Garrett, it was tongue in cheek, I think, but he talked about 90 minutes on stage.
Yeah.
You're going to die up there.
Yeah, and you didn't die.
I did not die.
No.
Shout out to Ridley
I
Field.
mean, it seemed to me almost more like there were almost like a spoken word element.
Yeah.
Like this is not even
Like a swimming to Cambodia.
I was gonna say a
kind of,
Spalding Gray.
See,
dusting. Sure.
because this is what, to be honest, this is what came to me on a bike ride in pieces.
Yeah.
And then it formulated, it just crystallized. And then I literally would go on bike rides, which I was going to do anyways. And I would kind of, basically I would memorize it.
Yeah.
Like I would,
And you were totally off book for this thing.
what does that mean?
Like you weren't looking at
Oh,
notes.
no. Stu Stone, who may or may not be discussed later. Stu Stone, I think the day before, he came on and he said I should put on the floor
Oh, yes.
the sequencing.
Yes.
And I did.
Yeah.
Like I said,
a good
Stu.
pro
I said,
tip.
Stu, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, so I had on the floor a piece of paper, printed out a sequencing, but everything was memorized.
Yeah.
But the order of things.
Right.
I mean, that's impressive because again, everything seemed to be a non sequitur. Like there wasn't any flow to it from what I saw. Like
How
I don't
dare
think
you.
I'm just saying it wasn't like
There was flow.
but was there? Was it like sequential?
I
Like your
recorded
life?
it. Let's play it together.
Yeah, okay. Piece by piece.
Yeah, no, but
Even
you,
flow.
You jumped around.
Yeah.
There were different topics and different through lines to the act.
Different experiences in your life.
Yeah. You referred earlier to the top secret grand finale.
Right.
At one point, I thought it was going to be Snow because I saw Snow's guy there,
His
right.
his right hand man,
Yeah.
Frankie,
Yeah.
was there.
and I was like, "Oh, here we go. It's going to be Snow," but it was not Snow because later on,
That's a good guess though, because that
Yeah.
did cross my mind.
Yeah, later on, I went to the bathroom and I came back, and there were Ron Hawkins and Lawrence Nichols standing at the back of the room.
Ron was watching the Habs game with his family and paused it to head over to the Elmo because Lawrence did the sound check and it was like under the covert darkness, like trying to do
Yeah.
this sound check so nobody saw him do the sound check.
It was very cool. I mean,
Yeah.
those guys, I'm sure, played the Elmo combo a million times. Not this iteration, but the previous. A lot of history there. So
So,
It was great.
I
Loved
don't
it.
know if this played well. I've never talked to anyone about this actually. So we're going to spend 3 hours where I ask questions about how it was. But I did in my mind, again, I don't know. This is all just a bike ride and then I memorized it. And I never said it to a human until I did it in that 90 minutes in front of the crowd, which Peter Gross phoned me up to tell me was delivered impeccably. And it felt like praise from Caesar. I'm like, Peter Gross just told me he couldn't believe I didn't make more mistakes, but it was in there, and it just had to come out. Okay, but
There it is.
I was trying to, because I have a small
yeah,
camera on me,
yeah.
so no one will know what I'm holding up here. Okay, but I wanted to sell the cherry blossom as the grand finale. Like, my idea was, you got to sell the grand finale as the cherry blossom, which was going to work 100 times better when Rob Pruce was on stage with me.
Yeah.
Like, this was one of the things tied to Rob being on. Hey, Rob, you're still awake? Yeah, he's got a green ball on live.torontomike.com. So I was trying to sell the cherry blossom, which, by the way, if I open it up, this is the only cherry blossom
The
I've
one
ever
and
had.
only.
But you'll see here,
There are teeth marks.
there's a chunk missing because I ate a
chomp.
big bite of this on
Yeah.
stage at the Elmo. So you see this? So I took a big bite of it.
Yeah.
Is
And
there
then-
like coconut? Like what's in the middle? Like
Cherry.
beyond cherry? Like is there like coconut or?
You wouldn't you like
It's just
to know?
that
Nougat
gooey cherry bullshit.
Okay.
It was so I took a big bite of it, and I told the boys from Lowest of the Low, when I bite into the cherry blossom, that's their cue. Okay, so when I bite into that cherry blossom, they were supposed to it's supposed to be a hostile takeover. Like, they're gonna cause some ruckus, and they're gonna storm the stage, and they're gonna tell me that's not how you close your Elmo debut. This is how you close it. And they were gonna play Rosie and Gray.
And they kind of did that.
did?
Like they were sort of like blustery, like hey,
Yeah,
just
like
shouting.
and then so
Yeah.
when I'm biting
It's
into the
fun.
first of all, I was like, part of me was thinking, oh, we're 90 minutes deep and I'm done. Like, it was like, oh, that was like relief. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I finished this 90 minutes. But I heard this voice. I can't remember what the voice said, but I did record it. Oh, you know what? I have it. Can I? Do you have a clip of this or no?
I don't have a clip. but
I'll
if
play
you have it,
something that
go
I
for it.
have here.
Yeah.
So let's listen together to this. Okay, this is the grand finale, everybody.
Oh, here it is.
I'm unwrapping my cherry blossom. I've never had one. This is happening. Oh my goodness. I hope I don't get I don't know what to expect, but this is for Rob Pruce. Thank you for the cherry blossom. Good callback. Granola callback.
That's right.
Here,
Who's that?
It's Lawrence. Is it?
Who's here? I'm sticking the landing by eating my first and last cherry blossom. Who the hell are you? What the?
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Ron
so-
Hawkins and Lawrence Nichols from Lowest of the
And
Low?
that delivery was like Simpsons style,
What
where
the
you
hell's
act
happening?
surprised. These grand finale.
That
Okay.
recording is like
It's very good.
pristine. Like you're a
Doug
pin drop.
McClement, man, he doesn't fuck around.
Very nice.
He doesn't fuck around. So there you go. And then they play Rosie and Gray, which
Yeah.
is also in this file, but I don't know if I'll get to it. But we can hear the beginning part.
I don't think there's any definitive way to end a show, but I mean, soft chewing noises is probably not on the list. And,
Yeah, that's certainly not the way to go.
Well, it's Ron Hawkins, everybody.
but you know, Mike and his show, I think, has given us a really decent template on how you do end a show. So,
Well, he gave us the first $15. We're going to give you the next 50.
Hey now.
just that one. We've done this before.
I'm just kidding, Mike.
So there you go.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you to you both for being there. I noticed the
it was-
other.
wouldn't have missed it.
Who is it? No, Stu. Stu was there.
Stu was there.
Stu was
Yeah,
there.
Yep.
but Bob was working. Bob Willett. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking the regulars. And Rob Pruce had a catalytic converter stolen from underneath
did.
his car, so
did.
couldn't make it there.
Yeah.
But it was great to have you guys there.
Anyway, yeah. So congratulations, Mike. Like, you really pulled it off. It was quite a beautiful night, and I was very, very happy and fortunate to be there.
And you say you'll never do it again.
I
Will you never be on a stage again?
I didn't. Well, I don't know that, but this whole idea of performing like something like that was never a dream of mine. Like, I never intended to do it. It was never something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing it happened because the way it happened, and I'm glad I did it. But at this point, as I speak to you over a month later, I've never even considered doing it again.
Who was your the benefactor?
Oh, Melissa Stein.
Melissa
Right.
Stein. What was Melissa Stein's feedback at the end
Okay,
of the night?
Melissa Stein.
Did she leave early?
Oh, I don't know because I only see that's one thing when
Yeah,
you're
I
on
think
stage.
she's
You
around.
only
I think
see,
she stayed
She was in the
in the VIP.
area.
No, she was there after the
Champagne
show.
Lounge.
I saw her. I saw her after the show. So Melissa and I never ever once discussed what I was going to do. Like, she just booked it.
That's
So
good.
we never had a single combo of what I was going to do. But I am all but well. She basically told me like she didn't know what to expect. No. What she saw during this 90 minutes I delivered was not what she expected. But when I asked her,
It would be weird if this like that's totally what I.
but I asked her, to articulate what she expected, and she
Yeah.
was unable to do so.
Okay.
So that's where that's
But
at.
the impetus was just, you're funny. I'm gonna book
yeah,
Gail
the
McCollum.
the
Yeah.
Casa
It was kinda
Loma.
as
I think
simple
it was
as
the
that.
Casa Loma
That's
episode with Jeremy Hopkins. Yeah. So the Elmo gig is done, and that was the past quarter, and I'm glad we could finally talk about it because Blair was the only person who's been on this microphone who was there, and he said positive things. But then, so Peter Gross said very positive things, and then he said a question he had aloud was, "I wonder how that would play in front of people who don't listen."
Right.
And I thought that sounded like the worst idea I've ever heard because I wrote it and it was designed as for me and what I do, which is this. And I feel like if you didn't listen, that might not
You'd
be
miss
your
a
cup
lot
of
of it.
tea.
Prior knowledge.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you'd like that. You might not like
You
that
might
if you
not.
didn't listen to
You
the
might
podcast.
not. You might not appreciate
I
it.
wouldn't recommend paying $65 for the ticket if you've never heard of me.
High ticket price.
High ticket price, but it's done. And,
Worth every dollar.
It's never going to happen again. So if people did want to hear it, it was recorded, and I did drop it as an episode of Toronto Mike this past quarter. I can't remember the number,
Indeed.
but you'll find it.
Yeah, it's out there.
I don't know if you've addressed this. You're approaching 2000, right?
I am, yes.
So
this
what-
is episode 1928.
Yeah. So I guess that'll be by the end of the year, 2000.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll hit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't done the math
What
on
do you
it
have
yet.
planned? Is there
Right.
any exclusive?
As
you
we
can give
speak, I don't
listeners?
have a plan. I was
Don't have a
joking
plan.
that where did I thought I should do it with the guys from Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Right. But I don't know. I
Yeah.
actually have no plans. So,
Okay.
we'll have to, next time you're on, it won't be 2000 yet, and maybe we can talk more
I think
about
that'll be
but,
Q4 that you'll hit 2000.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, because I don't have
Good
a-
way to end the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm going to do for 2000. It might be fun to do nothing, like just have a normal episode.
Yeah.
So, Muffy Mouse or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the
Perfect-
Alamo
perfect
gig
choice.
happened this past quarter.
Yes.
But I also want to thank everybody because that event was $65, and it's amazing that anyone would buy that ticket. Like I knew that was a different vibe, knowing, but it also felt like, oh, I got to deliver some value here because people bought a ticket. But it was a different vibe. You know, they coughed up some cold hard cash for this. But TMLX 22 happened this past quarter, not too long ago, and it was at the Great Lakes Brewery. And I got to say, thank you to Palma Pasta for feeding us. Thank you to Great Lakes for hosting and for giving everybody a free beer. And I got to say thank you to everybody who came out. It was just amazing. The vibes were good. It was
Rain held
amazing
off.
to see you guys. The rain held off. TMLX 22. And thank you to Leslie Taylor for the cookies. She baked us all cookies, and I love the
Delicious.
cookies. My mom is buying cookies from Leslie Taylor for my brother's birthday, and I have to pick them up in Leslieville because if you're named Leslie, you have to live in Leslieville.
Correct.
So I'm going to bike to Leslieville and pick up the cookies for my brother's birthday.
Won't the cookies break?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far
there's
ahead.
the
Maybe there'll be like a bubble wrap or something, but I have to get it before I go camping. That's the deal.
okay.
So that's happening.
Oh right,
So-
you're getting your little freebie car, Mr. Fuck PR guys. Except when it's like driving season in the summer.
How did you
and
know about the
give 'em a
car?
shill.
How did you know about the car?
Actually, I discovered something very disturbing with TorontoMike.com. I was looking. It was something. I think it was something to do with the.
Hold on. I'm going to mute you
store,
now.
But you actually have all these tags of all these names of cars on your blog.
Are you?
But I
in
never
bed
denied
with Big
this.
Auto?
I never denied this. That I
know.
do.
I'm just
I
saying,
do.
it's just I was a little surprised.
I do review cars on the side.
It's a little
Yeah.
surprised.
I borrow the car
Yeah.
Sure.
and I review it.
Okay.
I've been doing this since 2008.
Fucking Eric Thomas.
Raceline Radio. I do that, but I don't I don't hide it.
I
do you want to
just
know what
thought your
car I'm picking
listeners
up?
should know.
Do you want
Yes,
to
I
hear?
do.
Yeah, what do you
Okay.
got?
So
Very
I'm going
much.
to tell you in a second here because I
Yeah.
got a camping trip. What am I picking up here? Give me a moment here. I want to get this right. What am I picking up? This is a compelling audio.
It is.
What am I
Mike
picking
searching
up
through
here?
his email.
You'd like Autobahn, like. playing
Oh,
in
here
the
it is.
background.
I am going to be picking up in later this month for the camping. Oh, it is a Santa Fe.
Oh, the Hyundai Santa
Hyundai,
Fe.
right? Hyundai Santa Fe
Yes.
HEV. Does
Oh.
that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a Santa Fe HEV. I don't know. E is probably environment.
Yes.
I don't know.
Do you ever
Yes.
go through the agency, or is this always right through the car companies? I'm
No,
just
it's
curious. I don't know much
what,
about,
what,
like,
what is I
car
don't know.
PR.
I don't understand the question fully. But since 2008, I've been doing this. I don't know
I
what
know.
that means, agency versus whatever. It just they want me to try their cars, and
Yeah.
I need a big car to go camping, and it
Sure.
all works out.
Yeah, win-win.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Good.
Everybody
It's
wins.
a hybrid electric vehicle.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you,
Hybrid
J.O.
electric. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good- when's your camping trip?
It's like the 23rd maybe of July. Let me get that detail.
Sorry, where are you going?
Oh,
Pinery?
The Pinery.
Yeah.
Oh, very
what,
nice.
what campsite are you at?
I have that information here. It's all here in my Google Calendar, which is loading very slowly for some reason. But yeah, this is all happening. It happens.
Pinery's cool. I've been there.
Okay, so
Great
it's
place.
195. Oh, that's actually the address of Pinery. Oh, it's 195.
Okay.
That's my campsite.
Campsite
I guess
one-
that's yeah.
Enjoy.
So
Yes.
come see me.
Enjoy the Pinery.
Bring food. I will have my 10-year-old and my 12-year-old,
There you go.
and they need to
Cute.
be fed.
Of
So
course.
yeah, it turns out I'm leaving on the 20. I'm getting the car on the 20th of July, and I will be departing on the 21st, the morning of the 21st.
I'm getting depressed. Like already like late July.
I know.
Well,
Summer is
like,
just flying
You know,
by.
it's only the
Let's
6th.
change the
of,
topic.
it's only the 6th
Yeah.
of July. Okay, please continue, Tyler.
Born on
So,
the 6th of
so
July.
TMLX 22 was awesome.
Yeah, great time.
And the Elmo gig was awesome.
Indeed it
What
was.
else was awesome, VP?
Well, I mean, do we want to say anything about the World Cup? It's happening. The Toronto games are over.
Well, I don't know if that's an FOTM cast thing.
Well,
that seems too
I think
accessible.
It's sure it is, but I think it had an impact on our city. We live in this city, and I think will we look back on the World Cup and say it was worth it? For us to have these games.
Oh yeah. Why are you concerned that the ROI wasn't?
I'm not
sufficient?
concerned about that. I think it was great.
Did you guys do any of the I know you had your sort of faux pas.
Oh, I'm going.
over
No,
at
but I
Humber,
have
but
FanFest tickets for the final.
Oh,
It's like a viewing party, or
It's whatever's the Bentway one. There's a
I was gonna
Bentway
say,
for
like,
York, I guess.
like Bentway beers. We spent a lot of
That's
time
right.
under the bridge.
The Teo Waterfront
Yeah.
Teo was a sponsor.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I feel like it's part of the deal here.
Yeah.
So I've been watching everything.
Yeah.
Like I hook it to my vein, even the group stage stuff. I just fucking love this tournament. But I've always, before we hosted it and before Canada had a decent team, I fucking love the World Cup. I love it.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying this World Cup. Some very exciting football.
I'm hoping with all my heart and soul that by the time we wrap this recording, Belgium's up 3-0 because my team now is whoever's playing the United States.
That was
of America.
Japan
There you
because
go.
you got that jersey.
Yeah, well,
Is
I
Japan
was.
still
They
in?
played Brazil,
Yeah.
and I was rooting like I was Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was rooting hard for Japan in my Japan jersey, and Brazil did win that match.
Sure.
But I got two nice jerseys from the good people at Adidas.
Thank you.
Was that event fun? Like you spoke quite highly of it. That activation down at
I never said it was
Market?
fun. I met some interesting people like
Okay.
Gurdeep and Gareth Wheeler.
Oh yeah.
And
Sun TV.
Cabby.
So
Cabby, right? These are some of the people I met there.
Cabral Richards.
I met someone else there, but it wasn't a fun interaction.
He lives in Alberta. Is it you said that? Someone said
Yeah,
this?
he told me. He
Yeah,
says
lives in
he
Alberta.
married an Albertan.
Okay.
And because I also married an Albertan, but
Sure.
he said, "Oh, you're lucky. Your Albertan lets you live in Toronto." Like he seemed like ticked off. He has to live in like Calgary or something.
Calgary. Okay.
And he takes many trips to
Yeah.
Toronto for work purposes. or
Stampede
whatever.
time. Have you guys been to Calgary Stampede?
No, but I actually
have
just
not.
yesterday said to myself, maybe I should go to this thing.
Just see
Do
what
they
it's
let
like.
lefties like me at to the Calgary? Can I bike there?
Dusting?
Sure you can.
Dusting.
Back there. Yeah, so this installation by Adidas, who didn't pay for any advertising, but they gave me two lovely jerseys, so I'll say it. Was fun. Like Jesse Reyes did a intimate performance. I don't know if you know this singer.
Yeah, of course.
Chanteuse.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cam knows Jesse Reyes.
Yeah.
And I was invited. I was also invited to a Big Sean.
Big Sean.
Do we know Big Sean?
I'm familiar.
By name.
Yes. Familiar
So
with the name.
there was a top secret Big Sean performance I was invited to, but I politely declined that invitation. But it was a cool space. I thought it was a cool place to watch a match, but I didn't watch it. The match was coming up and it was a Mexico match and I wanted to be home for it. So I left the viewing party to watch it in my living room.
Of your own.
Comfort of your own.
There you
personal
go.
viewing
Okay.
party.
So there's your World Cup. So I'm enjoying the World Cup.
Yes.
I love the vibes and I'll be rooting for Belgium tonight.
I don't know if you guys can tell. Like I haven't watched anything. Like I'm not following this at all. Like even Canada.
Who are you, Blair Packham? Listen,
You know what
but
I-
you like events. You like sports.
You know what I think it is? I think I'm so turned off by the Jays.
Oh,
They were just so bad that I'm just sort of like
You're blaming FIFA?
Yeah, like I'm just taking a breather from sports
out on
right
sports.
now.
So I'm turned off by we talked about this.
Yeah.
Remember? We were so wrong about the vibes being off in
We were
2025. But
last
now
week.
the vibes are off, right?
They're bad.
Like we were just ahead of the curve. So I'm not
heinous.
following, I'm not watching a minute of the Blue Jays. I happen to be aware of everything, but mainly just because people will be like, oh, on Blue Sky, Wilner will post something, I'll read it, whatever. But I've opted out of the regular season of the Jays. I don't miss it at all.
No.
And this is my second regular season I've been out. And I'm like, oh, I hacked. It's a life hack.
This team is particularly frustrating because they'll sort of get to 500, then they'll lose 5 in a row, or they're just right when you think they're about, and then someone gets hurt. And
Every time I turn on a game, they're down like 5-0 in the third inning.
Yeah.
And then they
Yes.
come back and it's 5-4 in the ninth, and then nothing happens.
I've had that experience a few times where I'm doing the dishes, I had to do a chore, and then you get back, it's second inning, and turn on. It's
But
like, fuck, I'm not even going to do this.
But
Like,
there are
fuck
so
this.
many wild card spots. Like
They'll probably still make the playoffs.
we could sneak into a wild card
Sure.
because and then it's becoming like the NHL where half the teams make it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then once you're in,
short series.
if you have the arms or whatever,
You never know.
you never know.
They could potentially.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Like
stay
Dylan
tuned
Cease
because
on the All-Star
I
game?
am back for the playoffs, so
Sure.
we need
Yeah,
we need playoff baseball here.
Anyway, that's enough.
Because that's your
mainstream.
integrity.
I like how VP brought in some World Cup talk
Yeah,
in the,
you know.
the FOTM
Yeah,
cast.
I thought
it's happening now.
It's topical.
International flight.
Yeah, and Jarvis will be down later to give us updates
If there's a goal.
if there's a goal. Which
If
I'm
there's
sure
a
there will be.
goal that everyone remembers.
We're gonna get into. We're
Back
gonna
in
talk about that a little
72.
bit later too.
Oh, I fucked something up.
We'll get into that later
No,
too. This is the.
I almost canceled this.
I will say
FOTM
the
cast.
fact check segment of this show is going to be the
I say a lot of
longest.
words, VP.
I know you do, and some of them
are going to
some
be
of them are wrong.
erroneous.
Some of them are wrong, and it's our job to call them out.
I've pulled a few boners in my time.
Heyo.
It's okay.
Let's remind the folks what FOTMcast is. Mike, what do you think about that?
You got a limp biscuit there. You just have to tighten it. I can see it.
Yeah,
you know
it's,
what I mean?
it's kind of bugging me. Is it
You just
this
got.
one?
It's
Is it
the
this one?
black one.
It's the black one.
Yeah, you just got
It's
to
as
be
tight
like.
as it can go.
I think
it's
you
just,
can tighten.
It's just a little
that more.
floppy. It's a little floppy.
And just make sure there's some lag on that.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good. I think we're
Okay.
good. All right. Anyway, FOTMcast, for those who have not heard one before, you're in the wrong place, first of all. Go back and listen to episode 1 of the Toronto Mike podcast.
There's like 3 people left listening.
Yeah. So FOTMcast, we do this every quarter. We do a recap of the last 3 months of the Toronto Mic'd podcast. That's mic'd with an apostrophe D at the end. And we go through everything. We go through the facts and figures. We go through the personalities. We go through the notable episodes, the quotes, the quotables, you name it. We cover it, and there's no other place where you can go to get this depth of coverage of the Toronto Mike podcast.
What about Toronto Legends?
They
What about Bob's Basement? Can you find this info there?
Bob's Basement.
Yeah, we can. You can get a Loretta Swit update from Bob's Basement.
Shout out to Ridley
I
Funeral
saw
Home.
Don Pyle was on.
Oh,
Toronto
he
Legends.
was.
he's on Legends?
He's also okay because we're going to talk. Maybe I think
Yeah.
he's one of our episodes we're going to talk
He is.
about
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was fantastic on Toronto Mike.
He was also at the Tortoise concert I was at. I
Oh.
saw he posted some photos.
Okay.
So.
Well, he's a man
Yeah.
about town.
I like Don Pyle.
I enjoy.
I like him very much.
Your chats with Don Pyle.
I like Don.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
Okay, so now
here.
we've established what is FOTM
Yeah.
cast, right? It's for the real heads.
It's for the real
Lauren
heads only.
Honigman did this off the
Lauren
top.
covers it every episode.
And I'm going to reiterate something, and then we're going to get right into
Sure.
it. I can't believe it takes us 45 minutes to get into
Well.
it. But if you're not fully immersed in the TMU, like if you're not listening to every episode and speaking the language, we did the lexicon episode. If I wear a T-shirt that says, "Can we get off black cars already?" and you're not 100% sure what that is, or how about the shirt I'm wearing today? It's making its debut. I think it's podcast
Heard
debut.
in his mason. So I will say the contrast on that shirt's a little off.
On kind of on purpose because I felt like maybe it should be really subtle because
Okay.
it's like turd in
You got
his
it.
face.
I was
You
gonna
gotta-
say that the color scheme is gross, like it's sort of like brown on.
The contrast is
beige.
poor.
Yeah.
The designer's upstairs. I'm going to tell
Do you
her.
wear that in
I'm
public?
going to chew her out.
Like respectfully, it's a beautiful shirt. Like in terms of the.
well, this is my day.
composition
It's making its debut here.
sleep in
right?
it.
Okay. It is brand new. I've got a number of custom-made T-shirts
Yes.
that have been rolling out. I wore one at the Elmo. It said, "Can we get off black cars already?"
Yes.
I have a T-shirt that says, "And that."
Yeah, I've seen that. You,
know.
you wore the award-winning
like
podcaster.
Yeah, I
shirt
like my
at,
award-winning podcast.
You wore that at the
at
Joe
TM
Carter
I was
Classic.
gonna say you're like a member of
Right.
Wham, like
and at
just
the
with these, like-
TMLX event.
Yes.
A member of Wham?
Yeah.
Andrew
Well,
Ridgeley?
they have all like their slogans on
Oh,
their
yeah.
shirts and stuff.
And
Wake me up before you
Frankie
go.
goes to
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Frankie goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Frankie
Right.
says.
Frankie
Right.
say relax.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Frankie says
I had
relax.
a Frankie say relax T-shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you really?
And the Wham one
I
was
don't know why.
Choose Life.
How old were you?
Like 10,
Wow. Okay.
11 maybe.
They were huge. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Choose Life.
that was a huge jam. Choose Life, I think, was the one
Yes,
from the
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything to do with like pro-life. It just said choose
Life.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Good message.
Great
I know.
message.
I liked George Michael. He made when he died, Elvis cried on Toronto Mic'd.
That's right. I remember that.
Don't
Yeah.
forget that. Okay. Is now a good time? I can't remember where we're at, but before we get into the episodes of the quarter we wanted to talk about, perhaps can I do a very quick? Where did this come up? Joel Greenberg was on the show, and he was confused about like, oh, was there video? Was it live streamed? Where do you get the video?
Yes.
Like he actually had some interesting questions, and I realized that if you're not fully, I mean, we're only speaking to the fully immersed now, so it's kind of like I need to do this on a real episode. But if you're not, if you don't speak the language of the TMU, the Toronto Mic'd universe, and you're not fully immersed in this world, you might not have an idea of the TMU ecosystem. I can very succinctly kind of explain all this, okay?
Please.
Almost every episode of Toronto Mic'd is in person. Okay, typically somebody visits the basement. So an in-person episode, which is almost every episode, but not every episode, I live stream it. So I have a camera here. This one's on me. There's a camera on you guys. And thanks to the great Ian Service, who I loved seeing at Elmo and at TMLX22.
Best calves in the TMU.
He's got great calves. Honestly, he's a great guy. He was heckling me though during the Elmo gig.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is what comics mean when like heck, like I'm like, oh yeah, he's talking to me and I'm trying to do a 90-minute thing I memorized. I'm like, oh, I can see that being annoying. That was my thought there. But then I gave it back to him and he was great. Okay, so we are live streaming every in-person episode of Toronto Mic'd at live.torontomike.com. So as it happens, you can watch the cake being baked at live.torontomike.com. That's why we're getting these real-time comments from people like Rob Pruce and Leslie Taylor and Hopkin and everybody else over there. And Midtown Gord's there.
Can I ask a boring technical question?
Yeah.
Have your like storage fees gone up? I keep on hearing about how the price of storage is really spiking because of AI and stuff. Are you seeing this on a on a micro level? Your little operation down here in the basement. I'm curious.
Yep. So mostly it's the TorontoMike.com that I pay the hosting for with Google. And they have been bumping up the cost.
This is sort of freaking me out. Even like the price of like compute, like Apple just announced all their products are going up, and it's just like this AI stuff.
I know.
I don't know. Like, I
it's
get
all,
but
it's all very concerning.
where does it end?
What do you do? The door? Is that the Doors?
I was gonna say,
the end, my friend.
Or I think he said, "Where does it end?" Anyway. We'll call David Ryder. We'll go.
So we live stream on live.torontomike.com every episode in person. But I also, while I live stream it, I use a piece of software called OBS to record it. So I live stream and I record it. So it creates a nice MP4 file, right? So you with me? And then what I typically do is right after the episode, I do two things. And this is a new process. So I want everyone to pay attention because this is a new thing that I've never really shared properly. But of course, I drop that piece of audio in the Toronto Mic'd feed. That's the episode of Toronto Mic'd. I put it in the feed so it can go to Apple and it can go to Spotify and all those places, you know. Right. But the new change since the last episode of FOTMcast is that feed for the general public that I'm referring to right now has something I resisted for a long time. It now has, I'll whisper this part, I'm ashamed of it, dynamically inserted ads. Yeah, that's happening right now.
Mike sells out.
But this is a big but. I got a big but for you right here. Right here. Get your hands off my big butt. I also take that same audio file.
Grab that drop.
I take that same audio file. And I share it on a podcast feed that's for Toronto Mic'd patrons only. If you go to patreon.com/Toronto Mic and you sign up, you can get this feed where every episode exists with 0 dynamically inserted ads. So there's 2 feeds now, one with the ads inserted and one without. But to get the one without, you need to become a Toronto Mic'd patron. This is something new.
Which costs money to be a patron. Let's not bury the lead on that.
from your mouth to my ears. Whose ears are those going? God's ears. God's
Have you got
ears.
any like feedback about these ads and stuff? Like I find them like pretty innocuous. Like it's fine. Like every podcast has ads.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
right, moving on over here.
You got houses or mouths to feed and stuff.
Yeah.
I resisted this fucking move for a long
know.
time,
Yeah.
Cam Gordon. And there's a multiple reasons I made this switch. Okay, there's technical reasons. There's maintenance reasons. There is the fact that now I don't pay for the space, but I do get money.
Yeah.
The old system was I was paying money for the storage space, but not getting any back. And now I don't pay for the storage space,
Right.
and I get money back. Like if I wrote down these numbers for you, you'd be like, you should have done it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Like we've talked about this a lot, and as you guys know, like I've been living on the internet of like the 1990s and early like.
Oh, you wrote a book about it.
Yeah, ultimately it could just be a collection of MP3s, and all this shit is just like the UX on top of it. Like you really just need the basics. It's like sort of what a USB or sorry, an MP3 player was. It could be just like a thumb drive with like a thing you could plug in your
Right, and this is
things.
actually you're actually touching on something significant, a big change. I just want to point out here, which is that what's these blobs, these MP3 files you're talking about, what stitches them together in a syndicated fashion is an XML file. Okay,
Right.
and for 1,900 episodes or whatever it was until June 1st.
David Bearwald.
The first episode of June. Until that episode, David Bearwald, which may come up very soon.
Yes.
I hand coded that XML file since episode 1.
bizarre.
Is that and nobody's doing it.
Did you vibe code it?
No vibing.
That's a slur.
No, I find that's no. I don't want to hear about this vibe coding. I fucking use these fucking fingers right here,
Yeah. Artisanal XML.
and I typed the
Like a young Oscar
the schema.
Peterson.
who's a Lakeshore legend, by the way.
Love him.
The schema, the XML schema, I typed it into a file,
Yes.
a .xml file, and then
FTP?
it was.
File transfer
I did
protocol?
change the way I put it on the server, but for a long time it was FTP, and then
Okay.
I changed the way I put it on the server. But I put that on the server, and that told Google, well, actually, I guess it's YouTube's Google. It told Spotify, it told Amazon, it told Apple. That's a big boy in the game. It told Podcast Addict. It told Podbean.
Smaller.
I'm going to name them all.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
everybody.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Just fast forward. All those places we're told there's a new episode of Toronto Mike because of my fingers hammering out that XML. I did that for
Personally
whatever.
fingered.
I like how
1900
worked
episodes.
up you're getting here about doing some like
XML.
basic
Because
coding.
when I moved servers, for,
Like it's
for
the
June
middle
1st,
of July, dude. Like you're about to go camping. Like chill out.
when I moved servers,
Mm-hmm.
I moved to a server owned by Acast.
Acast.
And
Oh, Acast.
Acast,
This is
they don't
Acast.
want you touching your fucking XML. Like they're like, no, you don't get to touch your XML file. That's not what we do here. You literally get a field and it says, what's the title of this episode? And there's a field and it's like, what's the subtitle? And there's a field, what's the description?
plug and play.
It's like I could be stupid, you know? Like it's like, oh, I can't fuck this XML up. I'm
Oh
upset.
boy. Oh wow. It's trashing the studio.
all those empties.
Wow.
Upset. Anyway, that's a significant change. So back to the Joel. So yeah, there's
You're
a live
clearly
stream. Oh, yeah.
very upset.
I'm almost done. I'm going
Clearly
to wrap
very
up. I'm boring
upset.
myself now. But I mentioned I record the video because if you go to the live stream, live.torontomike.com, you can watch us bake the cake. But there is no archive. There's no recording happening there. But I happen to be recording on my end. And what I typically do is about 24 hours after I publish the episode, I published the MP4 on the official Toronto Mike YouTube channel. So to reiterate, okay, there is a live stream and there is a public feed which has dynamically inserted ads. There's a Patreon feed which does not have dynamically inserted ads. And then there's a YouTube video that might show up a day later. Any questions?
Not really.
No,
I just see Tyler's on the Acast.
It's a-
He's living on the edge.
It's a Swedish-founded company. I don't know if you knew that.
Why do I think they were Canadian?
No.
What am I thinking of?
I think there's a job for Rosie Gray TO here. Is there's a list on the Acast wiki page. There's a list of notable podcasts hosted by Acast, and Toronto Mike is not on there.
Yeah, can you update
Well,
that?
do you
Okay.
even want? We've talked about this. Do you want a Wikipedia page?
I've never had a moment where I desired one.
I feel like you should have one.
I know we don't do Wiki Corner anymore. There's like all my updates recently. My big project for the quarter was actually helping some of the CFNY guys. I won't name any names because some of them are EOTMs.
Mad at Mike.
But cleaning up the locations of all the CFNY studios. Someone was mad that they were all off. So a few of them were emailing with a few of a group thread, and I helped them with a little Wikipedia stuff. So.
Well, get your focus back on the TMU.
I know.
They don't need your help. Hey, are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Wrap it up. I dig it.
Thank you, as always, to Jimmy Vaughn and the Fabulous Thunderbirds. Wrapped for Q2 of 2026. My sheet says Q1, but it's actually Q2. These are the facts and figures. This is our tour through the quarter, the 56th quarter of the Toronto Mic'd podcast.
Wow.
There were 53 episodes in the quarter, which was up from 45 in Q1. So this was more of an average typical quarter after a bit of a slower start to the year. You're on pace for under 200 episodes this year, which would be the first time since 2021.
Ooh.
So just a little...
Stop shaming me.
Little flashing light there for you if that's something
Because I was
going to
take it easy this next quarter.
Well, you still can. I mean, it's optional.
I kayaked today.
I was going to say, you ride on the kayak.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it.
It was amazing.
Attaboy.
My
Good for
kayak
you. It was a
today.
beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day. Shout out to you too.
Sure.
If
that helps.
You had 60 individual guests in Q2, up from 44 in Q1.
Yeah, I was embarrassed. Q1, I was embarrassed. And when you shone a light on my futility during the last FOTMcast, I said, let me make the next quarter.
Held up a mirror and you didn't like what you saw.
I think, and we'll get to it, but I think there are many bangers this past quarter.
This was a very strong quarter.
Okay.
This was a very strong quarter.
Thank you.
32 first-time guests.
That's a good number.
Yeah, very solid number, up from 23 in
So
Q1.
I have so many bug bites. If you're wondering why I'm scratching, I'm not.
Scabies.
It's not that.
And then one notable
Do you
milestone.
consume vitamin C? That's
Little
scurvy, though.
Yeah, that is.
That's
scurvy.
different than scabies.
Anyway, that is definitely different.
Anyway,
Are they
let's
related?
get back to the numbers. Not for skin conditions.
Notable milestone, Bob Willett became the 5th member of the 50-Timer Club.
That's a big number for Bobby.
That is a big,
Okay,
big
I'm
number.
excited to hear
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yes. So exciting stuff. Great quarter. Let's get into the episodes. We have a lot of clips, and a lot of my clips are long, so just buckle up. It's going to be.
Do you want beer? You know, I never got a beer. I know. I can't believe I didn't bring a beer. But I want to hear the clips.
Yeah. Well,
how long is this first clip?
5 minutes and 37 seconds.
Start it, and I'll come back.
Okay. All right. Let's just dive in. We'll chat about it on the other side.
I was married to the mob.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I have stories.
Yeah, the
New
ex.
Jersey. Wait a minute. Walking cultural
I
stereotype
love this.
from New Jersey, right?
I watched The Sopranos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just like that.
You got to tell him this party story with the guy with the jacket.
Oh, that was a wedding.
The wedding.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good married to the mob story.
Okay. We were splitting up, right? And I'd moved into the beach. This was after I got back, right? After the greasy-haired guy and whatever. So we were going to the wedding, and he said, my parents don't know we're split up, right? So he said, just be cool. So I said, yeah, okay. And he was, I think he was in the States, and he was coming back. So, he said, I've got my suit in your place. And I said, yeah, pinstripe.
What a cliche.
No. So he said, I'll meet you. And I said, well, what are you going to be wearing? I said, I will be having a violin case with the guns in it. And there's a carnation on my lapel. And I said, well, you're going to have a white suit and smoking a cigar. And he said, that's not funny. And I said, well, actually it is. But so we get there, and they're getting married in New Jersey. And it's his cousin who, last time we're in New York. And he said, oh, it was a Picasso thing. He said, would you get me a poster? I said, sure, here. So he has this roll of hundreds, like you see it, and he with the elastic band. And I said, is that real? He said, yeah. So he said, pulls off a couple of hundreds, and he said, have lunch on me. And I said, hell no, I'm going to Saks,
Okay, so the wedding.
Okay, the wedding. So this guy...
This is why I'm here.
So,
although I do like the journey, it's not always the destination.
Exactly.
Remember that, Rob.
Okay, so he's marrying this girl that looks like she's a hooker from Vegas, right? she's a pre-Kardashian. Okay, that's how it can, before we knew they were there. Anyhow, so she's going down and she's like waving at people and blowing kisses in the church, and I'm going, oh my God! Now, scrolling back a bit, his brother, who I loved, said he was a forest ranger. And he said, I've got the suit, but he said, I've got my forest ranger shoes on, my boots on. I said, it's okay, Michael. Nobody's going, it's fine, right? So he's sitting with me. I liked him, and his brother was, we were breaking up. So they're going down, and it's like a Vegas wedding, but she thinks it is. She's the only one that thinks it is, and everybody's like slack-jawed. And then we kneel down, and there's these women sitting in front of it, like kneeling down, and they've got like Manolo Blahniks and all these expensive things with slingbacks. And I said to Michael, look at their feet. Their feet are all dirty. Don't feel bad about your shoes. So I'm thinking, oh, this is an amazing wedding. So on the outside, they're posing for the pictures, right? And there was this insidious woman who was she was from Bergdorf or something, and she was like the wardrobe person to, pulling the dress, and she's insisting on being with the wedding party with the picture. She infiltrates herself, right? And I'm saying to Michael, by the way, we smoked a joint before we bought it. So Michael and I are like, oh my God, this is a travesty. Get this woman, get the hook.
None of this is the point.
Okay, but I'm leading up to it.
It's a journey.
Okay. So this woman, the picture, the shutter, as they're taking the shutter, there's a wind that's blowing, and she's wearing a wrap dress, and it opens up. She's not wearing any underwear. So we see her bush. Michael and I are now peeing ourselves. Okay, so the reception's at the Plaza Hotel, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting with this guy in a white dinner jacket, and he looks like the consigliere, right? And it was surf and turf. So I said, I'll trade you my turf for your surf. And he said, fine. And I'm drinking champagne and stuff and everything. Right. And I'm cold. So he gives me his jacket like a gentleman, right? So I'm like, thank you so much. And he goes off. So John, my ex, comes and sits down. And I said, oh, my God. I said, there's a whole bunch of dope here, like blow, right?
Okay.
A bag.
So blow, not cannabis. We're talking
blow.
Cocaine. Okay.
Well, we're talking the mob here.
Yeah.
So I put it in my clutch bag as a joke.
Okay.
Right? I forget about it. I'm wandering off, and then finally this guy comes and hunts me down and said, "You have something of mine."
Wow.
And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he pulls a gun on me.
Wow.
And I said, I was only kidding. Here.
But there's a gun on you right now.
Yeah.
You're shitting bricks, right?
No, I was peeing my pants.
Peeing your pants. Okay,
the bricks come later. So there I go. So John comes, I said, what was that about? And I told him, he said, are you kidding me? Do you know who this guy is? He could have you offed. And I said, well, he got his bag back. So then John goes back to New Jersey or wherever, and he calls me up and he said, well, we don't have to worry about Mr. X. And I said, why? He said he was gunned down the other day.
Wow. Married to the mob. Wow. Okay, you know what? After that, I got to pop my Great Lakes. Yeah. Okay, on the mic here, right? 3, 2. Okay, thank you, Great Lakes. Cheers. After that, Rita Zika's story.
Ooh, barn burner.
Okay, so Rita Zika's. So did we tell people we only talk about 12 episodes? So there's a lot of episodes that last quarter, but we're only going to talk about our significant 12. Okay, top 12. Rita Zika's is a worthwhile mention. She was fantastic in her Toronto Mike debut.
I would say I love that episode in the same way I love Bob Elliott and Dave Perkins. These fucking stories of like Toronto working journalism in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Just fucking insanity. All of them. It's so different than how like journalism operates. I just love seeing how like casual it was.
Oh God, yeah.
And just like who talks like that? Like it's why like her old columns too, because I've been seeing a lot when I've been doing
stargazing.
They're incredible. Just incredible stuff and just so like off the cuff and I don't know. It wouldn't fly.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No, not at all. And Rob Salin's awesome too.
And her style is wild. Stories. Like the way she dresses. Like it's kind of Annie Hallish, but like just
perfect.
Like it is wild.
Out of this time.
Yeah,
not of this time rather.
Okay.
Someone coming down.
Okay, there's footsteps.
Footsteps.
Okay, hold on. Take that. Go in that
Look at
mic
that
and
grin.
speak
Look
to
at
us.
that grin.
No. Speak in front of that mic clearly. Don't worry about say it loudly.
Belgium scored. It's 1-0. It's 1-0.
Do you want to describe the goal or?
No.
Okay, no.
No description.
He's out.
Rough
okay,
description.
I knew from the grinning ear to ear it was not a USA goal.
That's exciting. We got
Very
an update.
exciting. Very exciting.
Belgium's
This
up
is
1-0.
exciting. It's like
I
an
know.
election
It's happening
night.
now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. Okay. I love it.
Yeah. Rita reminds me of certain friends of my parents when I was a kid. They would come over and, they'd be like half drunk. And these sort of weird characters, interesting people. You're always excited to be around.
They always
'cause
have
they
big
this
glasses.
Huge glasses. And just completely inappropriate, off-kilter energy.
She's done with her bush.
She reminded me of like we had an English teacher at Thornley, Mrs. Lake. And just like there was always rumors she had like a Mickey in her purse. Like she wasn't an alcoholic, but it was
Or a
just,
gun.
Would just sort of go out and just different times.
Who was the CNN anchor who had the gun strapped to her? Who was? And she did a stint at.
Had a gun. What?
Did a stint on CBC or CTV Newsnet or
Horowitz.
something. I'll Google this.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I
who
was
I'm
reading
talking
about
about.
David Horowitz recently.
He had a gun pulled on
Wait,
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a whole.
Also did Fight Back.
Fight Back. I love that
Fight
show.
Back.
I remember that.
Don't
I remember
let
that.
No one
Yeah.
rip you off.
Anyway, you guys all remember the CNN anchor?
I think I vaguely know who you're talking about.
She was strapped with like a gun.
Was she
was
like
Lynn Russell.
Yeah.
Lynn Russell had a pistol or something strapped to her, like
She was a bit
her
of a
tights or whatever
Kind of a
under her
Femme
dress.
Nikita
But she
type
did a stint in Canada.
Okay.
She was on. I can't remember off the top if it was CBC or CTV, but CBC.
Changes.
Okay, so she did anchor at CBC for a short period of time. Lynn Russell was on CNN.
Right. Yeah.
She
Okay.
was a private investigator too.
Wow.
She knew
Wow.
black belt in Show Kwang Do.
She was something else. They don't make them like that
Bodyguard?
anymore either. They don't make them like that anymore. Okay, Rita Zikas.
Yeah.
What great to have her. And we had that episode scheduled previously, but it snowed or
That
something.
was gonna be a Q1.
Or something. Yeah, and then Rob came over solo. Rob Salem.
Right.
He was the wingman for
Yeah.
Rita Zikas.
Always enjoy the Rob Salem
Yeah, we'll get him back.
conversations. Like as Cam said, like just tons of great stories from the old days, and like being the drug dealer. Rita before that, she was talking about how Rob used to sell Rita drugs and would like rip her off.
These are but these are the
Hilarious
characters
stuff.
of the city I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I like a good.
But just
character.
imagine that going on in like a modern newsroom.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, no.
It's crazy.
You go to some youngster who's straight out of whatever TMU, the other TMU, and they're working in some newsroom, and just tell them this is how it used to be. They wouldn't believe you.
They wouldn't believe you.
All the fun's been stripped out of that job.
By the way, you know what I learned today?
Today I learned.
Yeah. Sorry, this is gonna sound like a humble brag, but I was talking to Jane Stevenson.
Oh.
I didn't know she's
FOTM.
She's married.
She's an FOTM.
She's
yeah,
married
to the soccer guy.
Yeah, Neil Davidson.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Who I
You
used
know what
to-
that tells me? You didn't listen to her episode of Toronto Mike.
I'm pretty sure I
She-
did.
she mentioned-
'Cause I know
we
like
talked about that.
She's like friends with like Rayner and like the whole crew.
Yeah, well, she mentioned that for sure.
Yeah.
And she was tight with that Toronto Sun trio of Liz Braun. I almost called her Liz Brio.
Yeah.
I like her too.
That was another one of those episodes. She had some great stories.
I'll never forget her saying just like Joni Mitchell,
Oh.
kind of a shitty person. I've long thought that.
Jeez, okay, this is why we
Long thought
listen.
that.
This
Real
is why
talk.
we listen.
Real
We're doing
talk.
something
Who's
here.
the third?
I'm embarrassed.
Is it Rita DeMontis?
Rita DeMontis.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
the
like
third.
her too. God.
Okay, but Liz is still at the Sun.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out. Okay.
I have a lot of time for
All right, hit me with a second clip,
All right.
Tyler.
I'm just gonna play it.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Warren, what are we listening to here?
You are listening to a song that my best friend and I wrote when we were teenagers called I Am a Confused Teenager. It's about acne and girls and hormones. And we were the first punk band on the Canadian prairies, and that was our first record. And that's a long time ago.
Yeah, we're going back. I'm guessing we're going back to like 76, maybe 77. What? So maybe, do you mind off the top? Can we? So the band is the Hot Nasties, right?
Yep.
Can you give us? I'm very interested in this. Okay, sort of the origin story of the Hot Nasties, and maybe we talk a little bit about the early Canadian punk, if you will. You're one of the first punk bands in the Canadian West. I gotta cover this.
Yeah, we were, well, the precursor to the Nasties was a band called the Social Blemishes. More hits than zits. And so that was kind of like a collective of idiots, and none of us could get girls, so we formed a punk band. And out of that came the Hot Nasties, and the Hot Nasties was a bit more serious. And so we put together a record, we put on shows, and this is, pre-internet days, and we could get 500, 600 kids out just by word of mouth. And it was fun. And I quit when it got too violent. We had people coming to shows, mainly skinheads, who were there to pick fights and to cause trouble. And that kind of actually is the beginning of how I got involved in anti-racism and led to this book.
I've always wondered, sometimes I have these older punkers on the show, and I'm always curious, how did punk rock have any alignment with, like you're pointing out, I will see old footage and there'll be a skinhead with a swastika on their jean jacket. Where did that come from?
It changed. I knew a lot of skinheads. So I had skinheads who were friends. And they were into blue beat and ska and reggae. Like these guys believed in what we believed in a multiracial, diverse society. And around the summer of 79, the British movement and the National Front became very active and very successful in Britain in recruiting these young skinhead guys, overwhelmingly guys. And then it jumped across the pond and started happening in Canada and the United States too. And the violence I referred to, that was, coming from those guys. They were coming to shows to kick in heads. And the punks I knew, my friends, we had gay kids, we had overweight kids, we had trans kids. It was, a really diverse scene. It was a very tolerant scene. It was a progressive scene. And so I just said to my best friend, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to journalism school. The hell with this. And he said, well, I'm glad you said it because I was going to quit too. So that was that. And, I stayed in bands. I played in bands over the years, but the Nasties, I guess it's typical, the highest point I reached in the music business is when I was 17 years old.
That was a great clip from Warren Kinsella.
Warren Kinsella.
Yeah, it was good.
So did you pitch him or did his publicist reach out to you?
He had a book.
I know he had his book.
Yeah. As is often the case, when somebody puts out a book, suddenly I get an email that I don't completely ignore.
I see.
Yeah, in fact, the chap who is working for the publisher bought a ticket to the Elmo gig, but got sick and couldn't be there.
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is
Get Well Scott.
Yeah, Get Well Scott, who I've seen subsequently because he brought David Bearwald over here.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got to keep books coming out of this factory. That's how Carol Off came on. And
had you ever met Warren Kinsella
before that?
Yeah.
No, that was the first time I met him. Met him at the door. I was keen to talk to Warren Kinsella about a whack of stuff, but top of mind was his punk days.
rock.
Yeah.
And that was great. Like, because I always, I'm a curious cat. I never understood. We're all a similar vintage, so we don't quite remember the late 70s punk movement. But it went from like this punk ideology, which to me is very anti-Nazi. Like it's very. He mentioned, gay friends and black friends, and it just seems like the ideals I can get behind. And I don't know. I never understood like how did the scene suddenly morph? So you had swastikas and Nazis. Like I never really quite got that. But I thought Warren did a good job explaining.
I think it's just like more like in California where you get like sort of football players coming in. I think it just became known as like this is a place to go to like get
fuck
rough.
Shit up. Yeah,
fuck shit up, break stuff.
Yeah.
Right, Fred Durst.
Yeah. Yeah, all the sort of like racist element. Yeah, it's sort of
it's come completely the opposite. Like the punkers today. I never understood where did that Nazi shit come from.
Well, I'm trying to think what were they like listening to before? Like I don't know, like Leonard Skinner. Like I don't really know.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
maybe a bit.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Anyway, Warren was great. Like just so smart and well spoken, and obviously the punk stuff was great. His stories about working with Jean Chrétien were really interesting. Working with Brad Bradford now, which is fascinating. Brad's paying him. So
I mean, he's like a very polarizing figure. I feel like, especially in my world where it's comms and like public affairs and stuff. But I've always given him credit. Like he's sure, he takes on clients. You know, there's new things they focus, but his sort of like tone and stuff seems pretty consistent through the years.
Yeah.
Too, and I've always liked he's just like plows ahead. Like he's been doing this forever. So good for him.
And he answered all my questions.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the chat.
Yeah. And the talk about anti-Semitism was
Right.
really interesting. You know, it came up again with Joel
Greenberg.
Joel Greenberg at the end of the
And
quarter.
then because it came up with Joel, it came up with Ed Keenan.
Right. Which is Q3, which we cannot talk about.
Yeah.
No, we cannot talk about it.
Like Ed's answers to, was Olivia Chow about her comments is so
he
interesting.
he talked more than I was like, just say, you don't have to answer the
You
question.
sounded like me on like just giving like a total non-answer.
He's like, I don't have the expertise about and this and that, and like, just tap out, man.
Yeah,
I was like, I couldn't. He kept going. I'm like, you can tap out.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him. Like, I'm the exact same way. Like, these are third rail topics, and you're on a hot mic here, and you're a big number.
And I'm not going to edit it, no matter what you say. Although I did once edit.
Yeah, we live in the clips economy. Like, literally, where could any of this stuff end up? Like,
what? Can I go off on that? I'm sick of the clips economy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sick of the fact that it's almost like now people are recording a podcast just for the TikTok and the Instagram 30-second clip.
Was somebody
like it lacks all the context. It's a complete opposite of what I'm trying to do here. But now the video clip is everything. Fuck that. The 90-minute, 2-hour deep dive is everything. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Like one of the big U.S. tech report, like Casey Newton or something, just did a podcast about this, about the clips economy, where now it's like, it's this little bit from a podcast, and this little bit from a TikTok, and this little bit from like NBA finals, and this it's just these bits and pieces of like 20
no attention
videos.
span, but no depth and no context.
You know what's stupid?
I actually fucking hate it.
The thing that bothers me, like Twitter bought Vine.
Yeah.
Right around the time that I started there, if they'd figured that shit out, well, one, I might still be working there. But like, it could have all been different. Like, it was such a sliding doors moment. They just did not know what to do with it. Like, Vine didn't make sense, where it's like 6 seconds.
No, my daughter loved Vine.
Vine was incredible.
And then Twitter bought it and shuttered it, right?
Yeah, they never fully integrated. It seemed like Periscope. I don't know if you remember, they were all separate apps.
Yeah.
This very podcast used to stream before live.torontomike.com. We did it on Periscope.
Yeah.
Because Periscope didn't police your songs.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, so if I moved to Facebook or YouTube, I couldn't play the Depression Suite off the top of it.
I'll final comment on this. The thing that worries me is, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's articles about, I think, like the 0-click crisis, where like you search something and then you get the AI search results. And nobody clicks anything. They just read that.
Dude, I live this. I live this world.
But I'm worried. I've been on your fucking show like over 100 times, and like stuff I've said is gonna get like crawled, served up into like Google search results attributed to me, or like I'm swearing and stuff. Like I'm a reputable PR person in my career. But
well, you did quit Toast.
I did,
for those reasons.
Yeah,
you were overexposed.
Can you believe what Cam Gordon
had a midlife crisis?
Overexposed, commercialized.
There you go. Yeah. Handle me with care, please. I'm so tired of being lonely.
I'm so tired.
I still have some love to give.
Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
How old? He was like
54 or
54.
something.
Yeah.
Early,
Crazy.
54.
Crazy.
Maybe.
Candy coated.
He was the oldest 54-year-old on the planet.
Oh
though.
my God. Yeah.
Very ghostly. I always thought his style, and then like Michael Jackson and him, like sort of had a Roy Orbison style there with the sort of glasses.
I don't think anyone's compared those two artists.
Ghostly, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson just doing a Roy Orbison thing.
I wouldn't have put that together, but I sort of see what you're saying.
It's more of a Bob Fosse. You know, that's the Michael Jackson.
Bit of that.
I don't think those two artists go together. But I will say Roy Orbison. I was listening to Q107 around the time Roy Orbison made his comeback album. So I'm just going to hold up my Q107. Where'd you get this?
I got it at the Q107 Canada Day picnic, where I did see Ryan Parker and the other guy, Derringer's guy.
John Garbett.
Oh,
we'll save this for the Marine Holiday.
But I will say, if you ever get a chance to go, we had a great time. We saw a Neil Young cover band. We saw a Tragically Hip cover band. It's in Woodbine Park. It's free. There's people on lawn chairs and kids and dogs.
Was Pearl jamming there?
No, the next band was
I
like
saw him at the Taste of the Kingsway.
Yeah, it was
last
at
summer.
the Springsteen and then like Ozzy. We only stayed for the first two, but Ozzy Osbourne and an AC/DC, and it was
wow.
great. It was like
Were the Royal
really, really
Pains
cool.
there?
No Royal Pains.
That's a miss.
That's a
Pains.
miss.
That's a
That's a miss in my books here. Okay.
Okay,
where are we at? Warren Kinsella.
Sorry, just going back to the Roy Orbison. Are you talking about Mystery Girl?
Yeah.
Roy Orbison.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Anything you want. You got
Yeah.
it. But these songs were played on Q107
Yes.
all
Heavy
the time.
rotation.
And I would listen to the top 10 of 10 with Shirley MacQueen. Like this was like a nightly ritual for young Mike.
That's a haunting song.
So yeah, well,
Yeah.
and then this guy who I knew him as the Pretty Woman guy because I knew Pretty Woman from the
Sure.
Zeitgeist. And then there was an infomercial on television, Greatest Hits of Roy Orbison, where you would get like speaking of clips, you know about?
Yes. Yes.
Only the lonely,
Yeah.
boom, boom, and there was just
You just know that.
and so
I'm going back someday. Gonna stay. It's over.
No, you know what you're doing there? Blue Bio. Blue
Yeah.
Bio. So I knew 10 seconds.
Bayou.
Yeah.
I knew.
Call the fucking Bayou, motherfucker. Bayou. Bayou.
Bio.
Oh, Bayou. Blue one.
Sweepstakes. Okay. But yeah, you know where I'm going. I knew 10 seconds of
Yeah,
a lot
and,
of songs.
and they
by
all had to go in the
Orbison.
right sequence.
Yeah, and I knew them in order. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like it was like a mashup.
I like.
So anyway, the comeback album was huge.
Wasn't
on
you
Q107.
Got It was on like a brick commercial.
I don't remember that.
yeah.
Was it? You got it.
Was it? Yeah, it was the brick. I think.
One final comment. I liked Electric
He said
Light
one
Orchestra as
Yeah.
much as the next guy, but
The bird one, Remember the bluebird one.
Traveling Wilburys Volume 1,
Yeah.
Full Moon Fever, Roy Orbison Mystery Girl,
Cloud Nine.
all sound the same.
Yeah, Cloud
Well, it's all
Nine. You
Jeff
put that
Lynne.
in there?
Like production.
Josh
And
Harrison.
and Mike Campbell
Yeah.
are all over those.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now there are two left.
Dun, dun.
He was
Jeff
fi-
Lynne and Bob Dylan.
he was 52 when he died.
Okay.
I'm 52. You're 52.
Well, this is like Gord Downey died at 53.
Yeah. It's all.
What's that about? Like we're gonna be older than Gord soon.
No.
Yeah. I don't
That's
like
the
it.
goal.
That's the goal.
Okay, you got to get to the next clip, man.
Okay. Next clip. Here we go. I'm not setting any of these up. We're just
That's
going to
fine.
listen
Just
and we're going
roll.
to talk to them.
So how do you end up as Billy Idol? Like you become Billy Idol, right? Like
Okay,
Billy
what
Idol's an
What happened
FOTM.
was for modeling gigs, I had to cut my hair, and it was really pissing me off that everywhere I went, or people say they were like thinking I was Billy Idol, and you know I had a little bit of an ego, I'd say at the time, maybe a little bit, where I thought, well, I've done a lot of things myself. Don't think I'm Billy Idol. And then Kenny McLean said, just do a couple Billy Idol song in your set. And the first time I did it was at the Indian Motorcycle Club in his 80s indulgence shows that he's putting on. And the place went crazy. So then I fully embraced it and started getting booked around the world. And because I could do the impersonations of him talking as well, and the resemblance was quite startling, and I could, sing just like him. So that went really well. Then what got me out of it was I was doing him for the, I guess the Las Vegas Knights hockey game with the Los Angeles team. Kings, yeah. So this was December 17th, 2007, I think, or 2005.
I don't think there was a Vegas team back then.
Well, they did it. They were like a double A.
IHL.
Oh, they weren't
IHL.
an NHL team. Yeah, 'cause the
But
golden.
they would
Knights
play
come
them at the Orleans Coliseum 1 week before Christmas every year.
Okay.
So this year they wanted to book Billy Idol, but he was playing down the street. To say in the midnight hour, because it was when it was a
She
late
wants
game.
more.
Right. So he was busy in Vegas at Mandalay Bay.
Angelic.
And so they booked me to play there. And that was great. So I was walking to my gig dressed like Billy Idol.
Yeah.
And he drives by me and starts laughing at me. It's like, it's like, he thought it was just like really funny. And I don't know to this day what he was thinking about it. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do my own stuff. So that was pretty much my last Billy Idol gig. And then I started working. No, there was more. But I started working hard like around that point of, resurging my own thing. But I learned a lot from doing Billy Idol. I learned, that rock and roll was a lot more fun than pop and roll. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then I just sort of embraced my sort of inner beast rather than being really goody two shoes all the time.
That was from this past quarter. That was an epic episode, but it feels like a long time ago.
Paris Black.
Paris Black. Yeah, Paris Black, who was lovely. Lovely man.
Seemed like a lovely man. That episode was a tough fucking listen for me, man. It took me like 4 sittings to get through that episode. He was driving me insane with such a like his hacky sort of Borscht Belt impressions. It was making me. I had to stop listening like 3 times because it was making me.
Yet it made the top 12.
It made the top 12 because it's notable.
It's very unique.
Very unique for sure. I think we need to.
You didn't like his impressions.
I didn't like the impressions. I think we should have Robert Lawson fact check his story. Billy Idol drove past him. He's walking along some street in the Strip in Las
Sunset
Vegas,
Boulevard.
I guess,
Vegas,
dressed
right,
as Billy Idol, and Billy Idol drove past him and laughed at him.
If Robert Lawson were to fact check the Paris Black episode, I would need a bigger hard drive. That would be enormous.
I think we need to
Paris
commission
Black,
that.
like I started playing one of his songs and he started singing along. You remember this moment? I enjoyed every minute with Paris Black.
Why wouldn't you?
But maybe in person the impressions like it is like
so
cheesy.
Sticky.
It's
so sticky. And like
it's fromage.
I thought it was just such an interesting snapshot of just a life in entertainment.
Yeah.
And all that might entail.
He's made a career for himself. Like you got to hand it to him.
Do you know how that episode came to be?
No.
I sort of remember.
David Braunstein.
Oh, yes, yes, the bagel.
Mentioned the competitor for the Dial a Date was done by Paris Black. So Paris Black, I hadn't thought of that name in a long time.
So I was not at all familiar with
No,
him.
me neither.
Did you
The Paris Black one?
No, just Paris Black.
His existence.
That existed.
Oh.
Until he got sick, I didn't know who the name was. I started seeing his
Good
name on
points
social
here.
media.
I'm not sure how familiar I was with Paris Black back then. Oh, hold on. There's somebody coming down the stairs. Hold on. On the mic, please. This is an announcement.
Big smile.
USA scored a free kick from outside of the box.
Oh.
Like way outside. It was a good goal.
He's smiling for that one too.
Thank
so
you,
you can't.
Jarvis.
He's like a poker
good.
player.
Reverse
You know
poker
what?
face.
We thought we could read you. You got the bad news. You got
1-1.
the-
Speaking
yeah.
of Vegas, you should take this gift.
1-1.
Actually, you should
Okay,
take him
keep
to
us
Vegas.
posted.
Yeah, thank you, Jarvis.
We don't go to enemy territory. Come on. But Paris Black. Okay, that was a memorable episode. He's larger than life.
Remarkable.
And
He's got great abs.
because he started like a GoFundMe when he got ill, and I just noticed everyone on social media, like everyone loves this guy. He just seemed like across Toronto.
But he's
just-
not as famous as he presents, right? Like he presents as a famous guy.
Yeah.
But we're all like, before he got sick, we weren't sure who the fuck he was.
I'd never heard of him before he was on your microphone.
I'm trying to remember if I knew who he was. Maybe I retroactively remembered him. Like, is that a thing? Like, maybe I never knew Paris Black in the 90s.
incepted
But David
yourself.
Braunstein mentioned him.
Yeah.
And I had in my mind he was dying. Like in my mind, it's like, well, Paris Black is dying.
Is he also in the Kire Pappas
Well, that's
film?
so no, he's not.
He's not in the film. Okay.
But David Braunstein is, and
Yes.
Kiri Papats. How do you say it? I said Papoots for so long, and then Liz Worth was here.
Yeah.
Literally his wife.
Literally his wife, and said it's Papats. I'm like, are you sure? I think it's Papoots. It should be Papoots, right?
Oops.
Papats. That's ridiculous. It should be Papoots.
Well.
Regardless, this nice man, Kiri, he helped, like he wanted to hear Paris Black on Toronto Mike.
Right.
It was important to Kiri, and I can't remember if he got me an email address, whatever he did. I got a hold of Paris, and he was really, really gung-ho to do it. And it was great.
Yeah.
Even though it took the VP several...
I got there. But it was
That's like me in Schitt's Creek. I can't tell you how many runs I took at fucking Schitt's Creek. What am I missing?
Yeah.
I seen not my cup of tea.
You haven't seen a movie since Look Who's Talking.
that is true.
It took me like 5 tries to get into The Sopranos.
Whoa!
Uh-oh, he's
Jarvis
back.
is fucking back. Get on that mic, big guy. Hold on.
Belgium scored 2-1.
There we go. That's what we want to hear.
Woo! Keep that coming, Cole Palmer. It's got a shirt for this guy on. He didn't even make England's team, Cole Palmer, but he's pretty fucking good. Jarvis loves the guy. Okay, all right. So next clip, I guess. Unless you have more to say about the wonderful Paris.
I think we've covered Paris Black.
Okay.
You know, I wish him all the best in his cancer treatment. And, he seems like a lovely person.
And he's a worthy FOTM. And,
Indeed, he's
welcome
part
to
of
the family.
part
Paris
of the
Black.
rich tapestry of this city.
I love it. Great character. But I want to ask you about Calgary for a moment here. So obviously we're not going to read the book here. There's all the meat's on the bone in the book. But you talk about how you end up in Calgary for a spell as a young man. Would you mind describing to me the difference between the Calgary punk scene you experienced and Toronto's punk scene?
Well, Calgary... it's funny. I had coffee with Steve Koch, who I write about in the book.
Yeah, he's all over this Calgary. He's the reason you went to Calgary, right?
No, my brother lives there, so that was the reason I was going.
Right. But he was a pen pal.
Yeah,
I have to prove I read the book. So
Steve was a pen pal, and really the first person that I met other than my family in Calgary, because when I'd go out there, it was like just to see them and spend time with them. So you'd meet people that they knew and whatnot, but. Yeah, this one trip I went out, I was going to be going out, and Freddie from the Vialtones, Freddie Pompey, told me that they had this fan letter, and it was from a guy in Calgary. He's like, you should write to the guy and see if there's, any Calgary, if there's punk bands happening there. So I did, and Steve wrote back and told me that his brother had a band called... Buick McCain, and he said that they're not really a punk band, but they're the closest thing to a punk band. Like, they do a bunch of originals, but they do kind of some kind of bar band sort of standard rocker sort of things. And, but then, they'd slip in the occasional punk cover and claim that it was like by, Loverboy or whatever. I don't know. I went, they weren't going to be playing. So Steve and I started writing to each other, and then his brother saw these letters and was, excited because they were all getting into punk. And so his brother, Alex Koch, started writing to me as well. And so they invited me, Alex invited me to see his band, Buick McCain, rehearsing in the basement of Brian Connolly, of his parents' basement. So I went out to Calgary, and my brother drove me out to their place again, on the complete opposite end of town. And Calgary public transit was non-existent at that point.
Right.
So I went and saw them in the basement, and, they were fantastic. And they ended up moving to Ontario, moving to Toronto, staying for a very short spell in my mother's basement. And I was hanging out with them. And then it was Reed Diamond, Brian Connolly, Alex Koch. And then, so they were looking for a singer, and I was kind of like filling in, singing, even though I'd never sung in a band. I'd tried to start a couple things in school that never quite happened. I had briefly had a band with Steve Koch called Crash Kills 9, but, we only played...
They say I'm not too
Oh, my God.
So this is you on vocals.
Yeah.
Why me? What am I doing here? Why me? And now I'm here. I'm at special school. And I find it strange to one my age. I'm at special school.
I was a little trigger happy. You were talking about Crash Kills 9, and I thought you were going to say Crash Kills 5. So so I'm a little. I jumped the gun, so to speak. But please continue.
When I hear that, I'm so impressed with Alex Koch, the drummer. He's so good. All of them were great. It was so. Anyway, we had this. Steve and I briefly had this band called Crash Kills 9. The Vialtones saw him and asked him to join the band, and then our band fell apart when he joined the band. So, we did Crash Kills 5 for a couple of years, and then split up, as most bands who are not the Rolling Stones do. And then a few years later, kind of accidentally reconnected. Brian Reed and I reconnected. I was still friends with both of them, but the two of them were kind of nervous around each other. and a Bruce McCullough connection, because Reed and Bruce had a duo called Orion's Belt that that Brian was recording, and I happened to go over to Brian's place on the day that they were wrapping up their session, and the two of them were talking about, we should play music together. Who should we get to play drums? And I said, I'll do it, even though I'd never ever played drums before. And so they were, okay with that. And so we started playing, and then that became Shadowy Men.
You know what? What a great episode of Don Pyle. Yeah. His second visit, but it was as good, if not better, than the first.
Hearing
so much history there.
Hearing those stories, it's to quote Stu Sona, remarkable that sound like so much effort to make music.
Oh God!
Just getting in the same room, and then eventually they get together in the combination. They do that's instrumental surf inspired music, and it's fucking great.
And like half of them can't even play their instrument.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny to hear the Warren Kinsella one, and then that, like talking about these early punk days. But I love hearing like, so that's how you met a Kid in the Hall.
Yeah.
And then like fast forward and you're playing the theme song for Kids in the Hall. Like it's like all the pieces matter.
Yeah,
but
you see the three.
You got to drill in and you see it. Yeah, he's nodding and approve. This guy knows. Honestly, that's why I'm saying you're nodding. And you know your shit. I'm complimenting.
So do you. We all do.
He's brandishing a baseball bat though. I'm a little worried here.
Well, this is the thing. We're making the effort. And what we don't know, you're doing the work here. You're speaking to these people.
Well, you wrote the book, brother.
That's okay.
What's VP done for
Team
us?
effort.
Nothing.
You know what though? You're curating this.
Yeah.
And also these clips, and I don't know what you're going to play. I don't know if I've pointed that out yet. I have no idea what I'm going to hear until I hear it. You took the time and effort to go through all those tremendous episodes of Toronto Mike to curate this list of the 12 episodes.
Sweeney's, play. It really is. It's sort of like it's, quarter by quarter.
Exactly.
I didn't even know you had chapters beyond chapter 11. I'm just seeing now you had a chapter 5.
Sure.
I thought you just had a chapter 11 of track changes.
4.
How are the book sales going?
It's good. Like it's a
steady.
Few here, a few there. Like hopefully I'll sell some
Steady
this
as
week.
she goes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do like another push after September because I feel like
push just a little too late.
That'll be part of it. David Usher will be part of
this.
Good.
What you want.
You can announce that. You're announcing that now.
It's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a great song.
You clearly understand. Thank you for asking.
Silver has Biff naked in the like that's not the song with Biff in the like Biff naked is sitting at a table like nodding her head or something during the Silver video. We are silver.
Anyway, yes, book sales are going fine.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's wonderful news. A couple of notes on the Don Pyle episode and that
I love it. Yeah.
So Steve Koch, who he mentioned, joined the Demics. I was in the Demics.
I'm tired of waking up tired.
Yeah, he was not
That's a
on.
great song.
They were in New York City.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Then okay. Wait. Then. Oh yeah. No.
Diodes.
The Diodes.
Diodes.
So what was their big song that I used to hear on CFMY all the time? The Demics.
Demics. That was New York City.
New York City.
New York City.
I
Yes.
wanna
Yes.
go
Yeah.
to New
That's a great
York.
song.
So he did not play on that song. He
It's a
joined
Martin
the band
Street favorite.
after.
I wanna go to New York. Martin Street passed away on this day.
Yeah,
in
I saw that
2009.
post.
That's
I remember reading your article. I was sitting on the Airport Express
It's on the
bus.
toilet.
I was coming back from visiting my then girlfriend in Salt Lake City, and I was on the Airport Express bus.
Yeah, wait, back up. What happened with this girl? Did you marry her?
Was she a Mormon?
No, she was a lapsed Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah, but she
Okay.
had family who were still
Okay.
Was she a jazz fan?
Not
Not the music, of course.
No, the New Orleans Jazz who moved to
Right.
John Stockton.
That's right, Karl Malone.
Oh, the mailman
I've heard
always
it's kinda
delivered.
fun. Salt Lake City.
It's great. I love. It's a beautiful city, and it is kind of
I'll
cool.
go like hiking there.
We won gold there.
That's right.
The men
Yeah.
Canadian team. Yeah.
I've been to that arena. It's I saw a Los Angeles Kings Phoenix Coyotes preseason game there.
What is their team? Like I know they're the Mammoth.
The Mammoth,
They were-
yeah.
But they
Utah
were
Mammoth. The Coyotes.
Coyotes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And before
The
that, the
Utah
Winnipeg Jets.
Mammoth.
Right.
Like what the
Yeah.
fuck? So weird.
Anyway,
Okay, so you were seeing a girlfriend, and you were reading my article on a bus.
this is long before I knew
Okay, so
you.
before you, of course, because you just fell into my life. I'm
That's
so
right.
blessed to have you, like an angel from heaven. You just fell on, you fell into my lap here. Okay, but you were reading Martin Streak dead.
Yes.
The article I wrote, because I got that news and it was nowhere. Like that's one of the stories I broke.
I was reading back through the comments on that article today. On the first, actually,
there's a lot, right?
On the article that you wrote in after Marty was fired from CFNY, and somebody in that comment thread said that Martin had died.
Was it a Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve's my source for this.
And then you said,
and Steve, I had to call him. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you did not believe him.
I didn't believe him.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Steve.
And so Steve, I don't want to. I'm actually purposely not using his last name, but he worked at CFNY.
Yeah.
He was instrumental in there was a big CFNY reunion. I don't know when that was, mid 2000s.
So it was like at the warehouse, right?
I don't know because I wasn't invited. No one invited me to that. Okay, but and I'll never get invited to a CFNY event again. What's going on here? I was in my one man show too, but Steve told me what happened and explained who he was, and then I verified. Oh, he would be somebody who would know. He knew Martin personally, and that's when I decided to go and publish this article because I believed he was not lying. And yeah, it all started as a comment because when you Googled Martin Streak, I was number one because I wrote about his firing.
Right.
You should write about this in the sequel to Track Changes.
I feel like that. Like
it might be in there.
That is in the book.
Okay, it's in the book. It's in the book. You're like
Like
Nick
I said,
Kiprios over here.
Well, like I told,
It's in the book.
I told you today that was I was gonna lead with the Martin Streak story because
right,
I do
yeah.
feel
It was
like
too sad.
it was too sad. But I do think that's really what helped put you on the map, is it not?
I'm on a map.
Sure. Well, are you not on the map?
Are you not entertained?
Like, look at this over here. Like, would this have happened if you didn't look over here? Eyes over here. Like seriously,
would I have bought a Fuji feather? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I did cover this story.
But
It was
although,
all thanks to Martin
we're-
Streak. Thank you, Martin.
Okay, but kidding aside, like, although we're friends, that was, a real sea change moment where all of a sudden a blogger is a source of truth for something that hundreds, if not thousands, of people across Toronto and Southern Ontario really care about. You just didn't see that much.
Yeah, you're right.
You had like the Globe and Mail calling you, like the paper of record.
That's right.
I don't think they were calling many bloggers about,
They called me and
most
Ramey the
topics.
Minx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you had back then.
I know that was a wild night, and today was it was on this day, which was July 6, 2009, that I got that awful news. I couldn't believe it.
Lifetime
And then I
ago.
found it and it verified it was true, and then I published that, and all night long, people were coming to that page to talk about this because we were all so shocked.
Like this almost sounds like, God, this is a bad analogy, but like Twitter, one of their big origin stories was Sully, Captain Sully on the Hudson
The
River.
Hudson River.
And they
Now I'm
said,
thinking of bring me back to life.
From the rehearsal.
Anyway,
He has
Cam-
no idea.
Cam
You
has
know what?
not-
That's the kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
That reference, the fact that you get it, and I can see you get it,
Yeah.
means a lot to me.
Wow.
That's why I don't like Cam that much.
anyway, point being,
He doesn't get most of my references.
I get like half of them.
That was Sully's favorite song, and he listened to it. What's the guy named from the rehearsal? What's the guy's name?
Like what
What's the
is
guy's
it?
name?
Nathan Fielder.
He's amazing. Have I sung his
So the
praises?
rehearsal,
Nathan Fielder is amazing.
Yeah. Okay,
The
I know-
man
I know
flies
what this
jumbo
is.
jets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he does this. You know what? I'll pay you to see it. Okay. You have to watch this season of the rehearsal and come back and talk about it.
I did listen to a podcast of Chuck Klosterman and Bill Simmons talking about this show.
Okay, there
And
you
Chuck
go.
Klosterman said he couldn't even describe what the show was.
No, you can't describe it.
It's not
Yeah.
like anything else.
It's not like anything else, and it's right up our alley.
Yes.
Okay.
All this to say
better
that
than you thought it would. You can imagine it. What did you say?
Chester Sully Sullenberg in his autobiography says that what is it? Bring Me Back to Life. Bring Me
Yeah.
to Life.
Is that a work
By-
or a shoot?
No, it's for real.
That's a work
by
or a
Evanescence
shoot. Okay.
is his favorite song.
Amy Lee wrote that, but then
very
the
popular.
company, the record label, wanted to add the dude.
That's right.
Yeah, to make it like a
Wake
new
me
because
up.
new metal was so big.
Yeah.
But she wrote it to be as a teenager, I think,
Right.
without this whole new metal aspect. And it was a big hit.
Wake me up.
And it had a resurgence thanks to the rehearsal.
That's right. Anyway, Don Pyle was a great episode.
Don Pyle was, you know what? And I know
In
I joked
summary.
off the top. So I used to produce Toronto Legends. And Andrew Applebaum has been to many a TMLX event, and I didn't see him at the last one.
Wasn't there this year.
No, he wasn't there this year. But always happy to see Andrew Applebaum. And I'm, you know, I have nothing but nice things to say about Andrew Applebaum. But I have not
On
yet.
mic.
I have not heard. I have not yet heard
Just
Don
kidding.
Pyle on Toronto Legends. But I feel like I should listen just to compare because I have such fond memories of Don Pyle's visit. The only one thing I will say is that I made poor Don Pyle get his ass to South Etobicoke and sit there, just like the Warren. All these clips so far: Warren Kinsella, Rita Zekas. Part of the trouble in booking these people is, hey, you got to come to South Etobicoke. Like if I just said, hey, fucking Zoom me or whatever, it would be easier to book. And maybe I'm the idiot. I can't decide if I'm the idiot or not.
Yeah, I think of all the clips I have, only one is a Zoom clip.
And I know which one that was because that was supposed to be. It was booked to be in person.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And we'll get to that because you play a key role in that one.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's what
are we doing?
Let's
Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Do people know he's brandishing a bat?
No, it's fun.
Yeah. This week in baseball.
All because you didn't see the rehearsal season 2 of Nathan Fielder.
Didn't see season 1. I don't watch TV.
I don't watch a lot of TV
Unless
either.
it's Jeopardy.
I don't think I watch a lot, but
Unless it's
I've decided I am going to watch the last season of The Bear, even though I love season 2.
Yeah.
I like season 1 a lot.
Yeah. Season 2.
I
is
love
amazing.
season 2.
Yeah.
I hated season 3.
Yeah.
And I skipped season 4.
Yeah.
And I've decided I'm not going to go back and catch up. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to watch season 5.
I just finished season 5 yesterday, and it's
Say no more. You've
it's
said
worth-
too much.
It's worth the watch.
Well, I'm already going to do it.
Worth the watch.
I'm already doing it.
All right.
Okay.
Ouch.
Why do you say ouch?
That was really hard. I didn't hear all the sign-offs. They played that day. But let me tell you what happened. Okay, so we do this close at the end of the program. There, I'm doing it again. We did this close at the end of the program. And often it was light because, the news is not light. It's heavy. And I didn't write it most times. Someone else did. But for my goodbye, I decided I was going to write it. So I wrote it a month before I left, in my kitchen, in the dark, with a glass of wine, at my computer. And I just thought, think about all the happy memories that you've had in this place. And I wrote it in about 20 minutes. And I didn't look at it for a month. And then I said to my team, we do it live, of course. And I said, I can't do this live. So we were going to record it in the afternoon, and the whole team came so they were on the other side of the glass as I was doing that. And there was actually a television crew recording it as well. And what I will tell you, and what most people would never know, is that because I am kind of an emotional person that wouldn't show up in my broadcasting all these years, but I have a pin that I keep in the studio. And I press it in between my thumb and my finger when something makes me emotional or something is funny, like that ridiculous pigeon story, so that I don't lose control. And the pin wasn't working. It just wasn't working. Nothing was working. I was so emotional. I just could barely hold it together.
But Susan, I think hearing your voice break there, it humanizes you. I think that's important, that you are a human being. And yes, you've been a trusting voice delivering news in this country for 41 years, but you're a human being with emotions. And I think the reason that clip is so popular is because of that voice breaking and you showing that emotion.
Well, it was talk about being out of your comfort zone. I was really uncomfortable about it. And then I got so many letters from people saying, thank you for saying that, and thank you for sharing it, and, repeating some of the things you've just said. So I think I'm okay. But I do sometimes feel like I broke a big rule, which is there's no crying in news. No crying in baseball.
Who wrote
no
these
crying
rules?
in news.
Okay, I feel like the farewell broadcast you hosted, you were anchor of the world at 6 in September 2014. Here we are it was March 2026, your final broadcast. You took a couple of minutes at the end. 'Cause remember, that's a 5-minute clip, but a lot of that is the clips of you in your career that they did, right? So I don't know, your speech is like 2 minutes or something like that. But oh my goodness gracious, if you can't have 2 minutes to be a human being and say goodbye, then what's the point of any of this?
No. The thing is, when you're talking about yourself, it's a lot different than when you're telling people, you're in your news personality, right? And you try to be authentic all the time, but you're doing your job. It's different than when you're saying goodbye to something.
Didn't Cam say, what's the point of any of this? Didn't you say that earlier?
I take it back. After listening to that, I take it all back. Like that's some real emotion there.
Yeah. And
genuine.
Did MF listen to that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But the Susan Bonner episode of Toronto Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
She did.
Okay.
She did.
Call her. I want to quiz her. Okay. One thing about hearing that back is she said, she couldn't do it live. She did it pre-recorded. I'm like, fuck it, do it live.
Wow.
Come on. It was great. She was great. She was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was.
I'm all fired up in that clip.
You were. It was interesting when Blair was here for Rewinder. You played that as well as Marilyn Dennis's Farewell.
Right.
And tonally quite different. Obviously, different audiences, but certainly no less emotional.
Yeah, they both
on
cried.
either side. Yeah.
Both just seem very genuine. Like upset, sad.
Yeah.
And I would be too.
For sure.
Yeah. Both had great runs.
Maybe
It's rare.
Maybe
Journalism.
episode 2000 is my finale. And maybe
Will you cry?
I'm going to get a pin. I'm going to take this raccoon's pin and I'm going to pierce my finger till I cry.
There you go.
Produce some
Yeah.
tears for everybody. Episode 2000, my finale.
Like I feel like I should know this. You've invited Marilyn Dennis on.
Oh
or tried
yes,
to,
so
like,
her
many,
people got
many
back to me to say she's too busy.
Too busy. Well, she's not
Too
busy
busy.
anymore.
Where are people? Like publicists?
I don't know. I wrote the Marilyn.Dennis at, this won't work anymore, but Marilyn.Dennis at bellmedia.ca.
Okay.
And I got a response about how busy she is.
Yeah. Well,
she's very busy.
She's got nothing but time now.
Okay.
I'm not even sure how to reach her now. Like, is she on social media? Maybe I could slide into her DMs. I don't know.
Yeah.
But of course, if Marilyn's listening, because she's a real head.
She is.
She's a real head. She got this deep into the FOTMcast. Yeah, get your ass on Toronto Mike. Let's talk about it. Susan
Get into
Bonner
it.
came over. No regrets. She was great.
She was good. I really enjoyed that episode. Yeah.
Hit the next clip because these episodes go fucking long, man.
They sure do. Hello. There we go.
And we're right on the Italian Mediterranean, there's all these like sailboats bobbing. I can see them out of my hotel window and I'm just like trapped in this place.
Oh,
and
this one.
thousands of teenagers would surround the hotel knowing that all these people are in there and they're pounding on the walls of this place. And, and the tension inside, it was like, it was just awful. And so I went to the tour manager and I said, listen, I've just got to get out of here for a while. And he said, oh, no good, very dangerous. And I said, really, seriously, what kind of, nobody knows who I am. This was our first thing. He said, oh, no, very dangerous. And I said, listen, I'll sign whatever you want me to sign, but I'm getting out of here and I'm going to go down to that dockside and I'm going to find a rowboat and I'm going to row around in the little harbor because I'm dying, And he says, okay, fine. I sign all this stuff and he gets me out the trash exit of the hotel, and I'm like a free man, for the first, I feel like, oh my God, I feel like I've just been let out of Attica, and so I'm like, oh, I'm walking down the thing, I can feel the breeze on my arms, I'm walking towards this dock, and I've learned a phrase, you are the most beautiful woman in the world, in Italian, you're the most beautiful woman in the world, will you ride with me in a rowboat? So I learned how to say that in Italian. I was planning on finding somebody to say it to, but the streets were empty and everything was closed up. Like the whole town was just like, all these teenagers are coming. We better close up everything.
Right.
Like the Vandals are coming, or the Vikings. And so I'm walking down towards this dock, and some people spot me, and I'm clearly not like an Italian teenager. They don't know who I am, but I'm not one of them. So they start following me, and I start walking a little faster, and ultimately it ends up in this kind of Beatlemania thing. Even though they had no idea who I was just I was running, and they were chasing, and the more I ran, and the more people were chasing me, the more people chased them. So it became this like terrifying sprint down this kind of boardwalk.
This is going in the biopic, by the way.
going down this boardwalk, and all the stores are shut. There were storm doors. They're shut against like a hurricane. And I'm like, I'm running out of breath. You know, I'm not a, you know, I don't have the wind of these 15-year-olds, you know, and there's, so I find a phone booth, and I'm like, okay, I'll get in the phone booth. I'll call the thing. I can't figure out how to open the fucking door. So I'm like shaking this, rattling this door, and these kids come at me and they start clawing at me. And one of the kids, I had an earring, and he grabbed at my face, and he pulled the earring out, you know, through my earlobe. So blood starts spewing all over the place. Terrible pain suddenly, and without even thinking, I just batted him across the face. He went flying, and then I became, you know, this enemy, you know, and so now there's like 2,000 Italian teenagers that want to kill me, and so I finally figure out a way of getting myself into the phone booth. By this time, my shirt's ripped to shreds, and I'm, you know, my face is all clawed up, and and I'm in this phone booth, and they start shaking it, and they just push it over. So I'm lying on my back, and I'm trying to talk into this phone, and I knew how to say "cantante americano," American singer. So I dialed 0, and I said SOS, American cantante americano, SOS, you know, and then the phone goes dead, and I'm just like, oh fuck, they're gonna kill me, and so
this is an amazing. Can I just step in and say what an amazing story?
So this armored car pulls up. And, you know, the kids clear out, and these Italian soldiers just kind of grab me out of this thing, and we're sitting in the back of this car, and I'm just, you know, I'm not severely injured or anything.
No, but your earlobe was ripped.
I'm bleeding, you know, I've got all kinds of scratches on my face. My shirt is completely torn off. And I'm just sitting there, and these, you know, everybody in Italy has to serve a little time in the military, and so these were basically just kids themselves, you know. And they're just sitting there, and finally one of them starts laughing, and then the whole armored car starts laughing, and I'm laughing. They just dump me off in front of the hotel, and I you know, I go in, and all the people who had been saying, "Oh, you really shouldn't go out there," you know, I go into the thing, and I look like I've been, you know, dumped out of a truck, and
they show you the waiver you signed or whatever, and say,
exactly.
You cannot sue us, Mr. Bearwald. Mr. Bearwald, good at it there, VP. Come on,
yeah,
wow. You're making me think about the David Bearwald episode.
That was a wild ride, that episode.
You said you were very familiar with that song, the Boomtown.
I was, yeah.
The Hamilton station.
It was on
1150?
CKOC 1150. Yeah, it was
Did you
a
know it,
staple.
like,
No, I don't think I
wasn't
knew
really
it. I didn't know
familiar
it.
with
But the guy who worked for the book publishing company, Scott, who brought him over, loved David and David.
Really?
Loved him. Loved them.
I mean, I couldn't name another song.
Well, what would you consider them, like, just rock music?
Yeah, like top 40 rock.
Yeah, I don't think they made it to 680 CFTR. I have to ask.
Yeah, I don't know why they were so big.
I don't know, but
CKOC.
that was a weird one in the room. So I mentioned earlier, I like to get their asses to South Etobicoke, sit down in this basement studio, no Zoom in here. But that was a weird one in the room. And then I listened back to it on a bike ride after the recording, and I liked it. Like, I was surprised. Oh, I actually liked this. But in the room, I thought it was really, like, maybe bad, or maybe he didn't seem to answer. He didn't seem to want to talk about anything. But that's a big, long story you had carved out there.
Yeah.
I just remember.
I don't know what to think of that episode.
At the end of listening to that, it's like, why did you decide to be a musician? It just seemed like, most people, the stuff he's describing is what people aspire to.
Yeah, he seemed to not enjoy any of it.
Yeah, it's sort of the adulation and sort of the attention and stuff. Like, he probably should have been more just straight up behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, he's got a co-write on like 75% of
Sheryl
Crow's Tuesday Night Music Club, which that's paying for his
including leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, which is paying for his career as a novelist, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, geez. Now, that's also the book publishers sent me a copy of the book and then sent me another one. Like multiple.
Wow.
One was,
Okay.
Okay. So, hey. But I enjoyed listening back. I liked it very much, and I liked him. But in the room, I felt like I was a dentist, like I was pulling teeth.
Yeah, it took him a while to warm up. He was pretty reticent at
But
first.
then when I turned the channel to talk about his book, because I kind of grilled him on David and David, and this other David apparently hated his guts, and he was revealing some interesting shit. And then I'm like, okay, I'll better let this guy talk about his book. I know that's why he's here. The book guy's right there. And I said, hey, let's talk about this book. And it was really hard to get him to kind of talk about the book.
Yeah.
But it was a good it was a notable episode.
I recall him at one point. You were going to ask him about the book, and he said something like, "Okay, I guess if you're interested in that." I was like, "Yeah, like I'm fucking asking you, dude." Like,
but there's a social contract. I don't know. Explain to you guys. I'm going to mansplain how this works. But like, if you're going to come in, I'm going to talk about a bunch of shit I want to talk about, and at some point, I'm going to put the spotlight on your new book.
Yeah.
I did this with a guy named Cam Gordon. He had this book called Track Changes.
Sure.
And I'm like, I held it up.
It's excellent.
And I read it, and I talked to him about the book.
You flicked through it.
I said, oh, Cadence Weapon was in this.
Yeah, you read one
fucking
chapter.
book.
There you go.
I read chapter 11.
Yeah.
And then I filed chapter 11. Apparently an American thing.
Not order.
So it's 2-1 Belgium.
Yes.
I'm kind of excited. We're going longer than I anticipated.
Halftime.
I don't know why.
Halftime.
Okay. But I kind of love this thing where I see little feet coming down that stairs.
It's exciting.
Right?
It's very
and
exciting.
This camera picks up the stairs.
Well, they're worried he's gonna fall down the stairs.
You know what, though?
Yeah, a lot of chatter on the live stream that they're concerned with.
Respectfully,
He's agile.
that sounds like somebody without children. Like, Tyler, you have a daughter. You
I
both
do.
have a daughter.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever worried about your kid falling down the stairs?
Not recently.
Not for a long time. Yeah.
When they were 12? Was this even in your head?
No.
To me, it's like if you fall down the stairs, you weren't meant to live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that Switchfoot? We were meant to live for so much more.
Like the band.
Do you remember a band called Switchfoot?
Were they a Christian
big
rock band?
I don't know if they were Christian, but they had an Edge 102.1 The Edge would play a song called Meant to Live.
Yeah.
And I remember like it was on a lot. I didn't hate it. I don't
Okay.
remember like loving it, but I didn't hate it.
So at the same time as like
We're meant
Stained
to
and
live
those
for
sorts of
so
bands.
much more. Stained I liked better, believe it or not.
Shinedown.
Shinedown I was like a black hole to me. I don't think CFNY played Shinedown.
I think I'm thinking of Jars of Clay.
Yeah, that is
Jars of
Christian.
Clay.
Yes. That's Jars of Clay. But somebody in the live stream, if anyone's still there, can you maybe give us a little fun fact about Switchfoot?
Let's hear some Switchfoot
And the
facts.
song I remember hearing a lot was called Meant to Live. You were meant to live for so much more.
Was this guy David on a press junket?
He was really, really high. I will say this. So one thing about in-person guests is like he reeked of cannabis. Like I mean, this is like so I don't think I've ever had a guest. Maybe by Divine Rights, Jose Contreras. Like maybe I'm trying to think of who has smelled
Specific
more
aroma?
weedy,
Fragrant?
like a skunky weedy.
Oh, that's a good question.
What
stench.
about Bases, Roger Mooking?
Roger Mooking was definitely high, but I remember this odor. I don't think it's ever been stronger than David Beerwald.
Ben Rayner.
Ben
He
Rayner.
smoked joints, but then he's just walked for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
To get here. By the way, have you heard from Ben Rayner?
No. Remember we did the last catch up. We said the next one. I felt like I can't do another. Let's check in of Ben Zoom. Like the next one has to be an in person.
Sure. Yeah.
So I got to find out when he's here and get him over here. We need it. We deserve
You
that.
go to him.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, who do I expense that to? Because when I used to go to Amsterdam, this was I had this. I never talked about this.
TMDS.
You have car people.
This German software company, kayaking is a solo sport. My son James loved my deadlift story about kayaking is a solo sport. This is from the one man show at the Alma Combo. Anyway, they used to have an event in Amsterdam, and I would make sure I'd somehow get myself involved with this event, just so I could spend a week in Amsterdam and expense the whole fucking thing.
Did you go to the coffee shop, believe it?
Not too much. I was not a big coffee shop guy in Amsterdam, believe it or not. Okay. But I don't know who to expense my trip to Ben Rayner in New Brunswick or whatever. I don't know who to expense.
Surely there's a business expense.
Is this a Seinfeld bit where Kramer's like, you just write it off? And then Jerry says something like, where do you write it off?
It's like, you don't even know what that means.
You just write it off. It's like, I want to go visit Ben Rayner in the Maritime.
Yeah,
I'm
just
just
write it off.
I'm going to write it off.
Just write that off. All right, moving on.
Anyway.
One more little thing for you off the top.
Ready? Go! Come on, Bimbo, please! Well done, and out comes Bimbo, and here's Bimbo with...
Introducing Bimbo, the birthday clown.
and son of Happy. Here we go.
Oh, I just got it.
Happy birthday to you, Kevin Newman. I know your birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah, I am 67, and I was on the Uncle Bobby show.
Okay, I need detail. Agent Court, right? I need to hear
Agent
about
Court.
this.
When I was 4 years old, I was Kevin, the safety guy. So my grandmother had booked me on the Uncle Bobby show, and for those of you too young to remember,
I don't think anyone listening is too young, but go
all right,
ahead.
okay,
Go ahead.
that's your
Just in
demo.
case.
I got
Just
it.
in
Anyway,
case. Just in case.
yeah. So you would go out to Agent Court, and my job for 1 week was to get in a motorized little car where I would drive around the back lot of CTV, where I ended up like finishing my career a couple of years ago in a weird sort of cyclical thing. Anyways, driving around, 4 years old, best job ever. And my job was to stop where the stop sign was, and Uncle Bobby would be there saying, "Hey kids, this says stop." Yeah. And I didn't know what it was about. All I knew is that I got to drive a little motorized car and drink honey.
So you're only 4?
I was 4, which was probably illegal, except it was a private parking lot, and so I would park in that lot later in life in my real car.
Yeah, so this is a mind blow off the top, Kevin. Like, I was excited to get in your news guy, news junkie. We're going to get into your news career, journalism. But hearing that you were on the Uncle Bobby show as a 4-year-old, complete mind blow to me, because I don't know if you've heard Toronto Mike before, but like that's a recurring touch point is Uncle Bobby. Because I grew up with Uncle Bobby. I just played for you just because I knew it was your birthday tomorrow. I played Bimbo the Birthday Clown
From the Uncle Bobby show.
Yeah, of course.
So you didn't know this? This
No,
was like
I had
weird
no idea you were on. I had no idea. My research, my crack research into your life and times did not reveal that you were driving that car in Agent Court. Uncle Bobby. There's so many Uncle Bobby stories that we share on this show. But one is that he drove a school bus.
Yeah. Did you? Did other people find him odd?
Oh yeah. Well, no, he was. But the legend is so. I think this is a preferred
What
legend.
is the legend?
To other countries have children's entertainers with terrible
different
legacies.
histories.
Okay?
Yes.
But Uncle Bobby was very into the mothers of the children that would come on the show. I hate to say this, but did Uncle Bobby and your mom ever?
Well, I went with my grandmother, so
he doesn't care.
Maybe not.
But I've heard about the Uncle Bobby like shaggin' wagon. Like if it's rockin', don't come a knockin'.
Well, he wasn't. I was accustomed to seeing him on television because I watched him on television, and then when you actually got in a studio with him, he didn't talk to you, and I thought he was like mean.
But there's so many legends I've been told, but as a school bus driver, you think he'd be good at talking to kids. You think he'd have a good rapport with kids. And also, there's a legend he had and again, a shout out to Retro Ontario, Ed Conroy, who does deliver most of these great stories. But on Halloween, he was in an apartment and he had some door that could open, the middle of the door, so the top part would open, and he would kind of do this special treats for the kids on Halloween. Anyway, we'll move on from Uncle Bobby, but 4-year-old Kevin Newman, you get your media start on the Uncle Bobby show.
At CTV, which is where I had my media end when I was the host and correspondent for W5.
We're going to get to that. Yeah.
So I was actually, at several times, I was actually in the same studio in Agent Court that I had been in with the Uncle Bobby show.
Mind blow.
And there was one cameraman. I remember I did a couple of appearances on Canada AM, and I was telling this story to Bev Thompson at the time, and the cameraman from behind sort of peeks out from behind and says, "I did that show."
Okay, question for you two.
Yeah.
If it's not Kevin Newman's baseball, if it's not Kevin Newman's birthday the next day, and I do not play Bimbo the Birthday Clown from the Uncle Bobby show, do I get that story?
No.
I rest my case.
Always play
Probably
the Uncle
not.
Bobby birthday song.
You are correct, VP, that the band known as Switchfoot was a Christian rock band that migrated to the mainstream. Started as Switchfoot had, of course, their big hit is Meant to Live, and a bunch of people in the live stream have, they linked me to a Wikipedia
Do we know this
page.
song?
I know it.
Yeah.
You were meant to live for so much more.
Doesn't help.
Okay. So Meant to Live is a hit single from 2003.
Okay.
So were you listening to alt rock radio in 2003?
Yeah, Probably.
Okay, well then you wouldn't have missed Meant to Live. It was a big new rock hit.
Check it out. Maybe I'll find.
I'm here looking.
The man
it
upstairs
actually,
as I listen to it.
You'll recognize it when you hear it.
Meant to
But
Live.
Switchfoot.
140,000.
It was number 18 on the
40
US
million.
Billboard.
Wow. Streams Meant to Live. Wow.
It was a big rock, like it's a post-grungy thing, right? So you're post-grunge, and it's
Wake me up, Mr.
an alt-rock
Crow.
staple. Meant to Live. But they were a Christian rock band. Kevin Newman was great.
Yeah, and actually, sort of on a related note, tied into Kevin Newman is one thing we discovered on that episode is that Kevin Newman really loves Slipknot.
Oh yeah, Wait and Bleed was my favorite Slipknot song.
Okay.
Is Slipknot tied at all to Wake Me Up? What's the song called again? Wake Me Up.
Bring Me to Life.
Bring Me to Life. What they should call it Wake Me Up. They've got the
Before
wrong
you
title
go.
for that fucking song. But Evanescence's big hit, is that tied to Switch? Like who's doing the male part in
Switchfoot
that?
or Slipknot?
Slipknot.
No, it's some dude.
He's nothing to do with Slipknot.
It's the
then.
guy from Corey Taylor.
Oh, brother. Does brother mean
Brother,
anything?
Are you okay?
brother.
There is a band called Brother.
Brother Bill.
There's a Slipknot that's light, like it's folky and it's more.
I think that's Corey Taylor.
Yeah, Corey Taylor. Okay, Corey Taylor. Okay, there was an outfit. I can't remember if the song was called Brother or if the band was called Stone Sour. Thank you. Okay, here you go.
Yeah,
there was one of the radio hits was called Brother.
They
I
didn't
quite
have
liked
the
it.
monkey mask.
Right. They took off the mask and they stripped it down.
Dropped the mask.
And it was good. Like I actually liked Stone Sour, and I actually liked a lot of Slipknot. But I needed, unlike my barber from Phantom Lung, I needed a little like melody in my hard rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I could get some Slipknot had it and some didn't. So it depended.
Do you ever listen to Slayer?
Not a big Slayer
Like
guy.
too thrashy?
Do I look like Midtown Gord over here? No, I don't. I don't have a Slayer like legacy here. No. Corey Taylor, born in 1973, so he's older than all of us.
Kind of like Slayer.
Paul McCoy from 12 Stones was the
It's not Stone Sour. It's 12 Stones.
12 Stones.
Yeah.
the guy on the on Bring Me to Life.
Wake me up.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do. Big hit.
Four squirrels. You remember?
Okay, they were Christian too, I think. They had a
Kevin
Christian
Newman.
background. Kevin Newman was great. Kevin Newman was great.
Just remember some guys. Some new metal guys.
Kevin Newman was great. You have more to say? Kevin Newman was
That's
great.
all I got.
Okay.
I enjoyed
Can
that.
I, before you play the next
What's
clip?
this card?
Yeah.
Is it like the
Yeah.
holiday
Ominous.
season?
So,
coming up?
no, not the holiday season.
Got
I
some
got
balloons
like a
on the
piece of
back?
mail
Very nice.
from Manatic, Ontario.
Oh.
Manatic.
I think I've been there.
Hi, Mike. And it's handwritten, so I'm having okay. Just a quick note to thank you for having me on your show! Exclamation mark. It was great fun, and I was completely impressed by how you managed to get me near beer, a tasty one at that, while you were hosting a show live! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark. I guess miracles do exist. Take care and best of luck with your show. It should be required listening.
It's very nice, Stu Stone.
Leave a Fumka. No, just kidding. Warm wishes, Kevin.
Wow.
Gillis. A handwritten note.
Isn't that
and
lovely?
a beautiful card here.
Sorry, from who?
Kevin Gillis.
Oh, Kevin Gillis.
Does that
Yeah.
name mean anything to you?
Yeah.
It should.
It should.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
hit
very
it.
nice. I like that.
Kevin, this song has no business being this good.
You know, I found out something. First of all, thank you. Thank you. There were three of us that wrote it. My longtime music writing partner, John Stroll, and Stephen Lunt, who was with a band called City Boy, but he ended up writing a lot of songs for Cyndi Lauper. And we got together in New York and wrote, I think we wrote over 3 days, a lot of the songs for Raccoons. And that was in fact, Stephen Lunt sang the original version on season 1. And
another fun fact.
And I have to tell you, there's a guitar player here in Toronto, very well known by the name of Neil Chapman. And Neil is the guitar player on that. And he just does an incredible job. And of course, Lisa Lougheed, who is singing it.
How did you get Lisa?
I think my other writing partner, Jack Lenz, was actually managing her at the time. And he knew I was looking for somebody. I needed I wanted a female singer for the second season. And I also wanted somebody who could, and Stephen obviously wasn't available. He was living in New York and he wasn't female. And so decided to see if we auditioned some people. And I wanted whoever sang the songs to also play the role of a new character that Lisa Raccoon, that we were developing.
That's like Bentley's sister, isn't it?
It is Bentley's sister.
That's
yeah.
Stu Stone's sister.
Oh my God!
Whoa! So for the final season, so this okay, yes, okay. So Lisa, Lougheed.
Lisa Lougheed. That's
Lougheed.
right, yeah.
The G is silent. I should know these things. Okay. All right. So she's playing a character that is Bentley Raccoon.
And fans fall in love with her. I mean, I get a lot of letters. I mean, people really identify with the characters. I mean, they have crushes on the characters.
What are your questions, Cam Gordon?
Sorry, this is Carrie or this is Dina? I don't think I knew this. I didn't.
What are you talking about?
This
No.
episode.
So he talks about Stu's sister, but it's Stu was a voice on the Raccoons, and the character Lisa Lougheed played was
Stu
Stu's
played Bentley Raccoon.
Oh, the Raccoon sister.
The Raccoon sister. Keep up, Cam.
Well, just like both his sisters also dabbled in
Oh, yeah, I see the confusion.
acting and
Okay.
modeling
Okay.
and stuff. So.
But no, this is the Bentley Raccoon
Gotcha, okay.
sister.
Yeah.
Who I comedically referred to as Stu
I'm
Stone's
whole
sister.
again.
Yes. So I have some interesting things to say about the Kevin Gillis episode. First of all, my dad claims that Kevin Gillis owes him a large sum of money. And for the record, I'm not saying that he does. My dad is...
But this is huge. Roger Campbell,
Yeah.
who we sang Happy Birthday
That's
to
right.
at a TMLX
last
event
year.
once.
Yeah.
Last year.
He worked with Kevin Gillis for...
And the man who introduced me to Larry Klopot.
Yes, that's right.
Huge.
Yeah.
Wait, what did your dad do? So your dad comes up. He's come up a few times.
Roger Sterling.
He's a raconteur, if you will.
I sang "Steady as She Goes." Isn't that a raconteur song?
That's a raconteur song.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, my dad has
a deal maker.
Yeah, sort of a serial entrepreneur,
Bon vivant?
bon vivant, man about town kind of character.
Like in Hamilton or just
well, Toronto, the great.
Is your
the
dad a
Golden Horseshoe.
hustler?
wherever the wind blows.
Wherever the wind blows. No, he's not a hustler. He's a big dreamer, and things maybe didn't go the way that he wanted them to, but he did work with Kevin Gillis for a couple of years.
Wow.
And when I told him that you were going to have Kevin Gillis on the show, he said he owes me X amount of dollars.
So you won't say X. Because I know X, but I won't say it.
It's a large amount of money. And I'm not saying that he does.
Whoa!
Hang on.
Somebody's coming down the stairs. No poker face. Get on that mic and talk to us. Get down there.
3-1 Belgium.
Yeah! You want to? What was the goal? You want to tell us or no?
The goalie rushed up to hit the ball away, and it was an empty net.
Oh.
So it was an easy goal.
Oh.
Because there's nobody in the goal.
Amateur hour.
Wow.
Very
Jarvis,
exciting.
keep this coming. That's a great update. That is a great update.
Looking good for Belgium.
Oh wow.
Well
3-1.
58th minute.
Wow.
Incredible.
My dream is coming true. The
Unbelievable.
USA is losing.
Nick Borshevsky.
I would say that
Unbelievable.
these episodes where you get little of like Canadian TV in the 70s, 80s, they always deliver. So interesting.
Yeah. The Raccoons are poised for a huge comeback.
Indeed.
Who's paying for this shit? That's very nice to send a card.
Yeah,
It's
That's a
only the
nice
second
touch.
guest ever who wrote a handwritten note and mailed it to me.
Where does he live again?
Manotick,
right.
Ontario. Manotick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up near Ottawa, I believe.
I do believe that is correct.
Yeah.
Nice
613.
Nice photo on there.
It looks like the old mill.
It does look like the
would go
old.
there.
Shout out to the Tea Party.
I have a couple of sort of toast style mind blows.
I'm
around
listening.
all
I love
this.
it.
So he mentioned.
Do you guys want to be the new host of Toast? Don't tell them, but I'm firing Bob
dear.
and Rob.
Oh wow, this is big news. Is Rob still awake? Is he out there? Maybe
He's
you didn't hear
gone.
that. He mentioned Stephen Lunt, the co-writer of Run With Us.
Yeah.
Who was in a British pop band in the 70s called City Boy. And they had one hit, which I will play just a little bit of for you right now.
5705.
Sort of an ELO derivative.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Get me Jesus on the line.
So yeah. This
9675309.
this charted in North America, their only charting song. It reached 27 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1978.
78. I bet you Bruce is a big fan of this song.
Probably.
This is in his wheelhouse.
This song and all of their albums were produced by, can you guess who was produced? Who produced City Boy?
The guy from ELO, of course.
That's a good guess, but no.
Like, who did the
Jeff
Queen
Lynne.
albums? Like, I feel like it's our, like, Dollarama Queen.
Yeah, I can see
Bob
that.
Ezrin.
Mutt Lang.
Mutt Lang. You know what? We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes.
Mutt Lang.
It seems like it's a bit of Roxy music,
Yeah.
a bit of Nick Lowe.
I
a bit
hear
of
Mutt
Yellow.
Lang in there.
Yeah.
Like that Def Leppard thing or whatever.
That tracks. I can totally hear that.
So wait, how these digits are four characters? Am I hearing that?
5705 is the name of the song.
Okay, it's missing some. You need 7 digits for a phone number, right?
Well,
978.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's City Boy. And he mentioned, Kevin Gillis mentioned that
That's a mind blow, by the
Stephen
way.
Lunt, it is, wrote some songs for Cyndi Lauper. The songs he co-wrote were
Right.
She Bop.
That's a big one. It's about masturbation.
That's right. And Goonies Are Good Enough.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Get me Stu Stone on line 2.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the video, man.
Yeah.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Yeah.
Nikolai Volkov is in
Yeah.
there. Of course, Captain Lou Albano.
Was Classy Freddie Blassie?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He's in that video.
She Bop.
I think so.
No,
No,
no. You're talking about Girls Just Want to Have Fun, right?
No, I'm
Yeah, like
talking about
Captain Lou.
Goonies.
Are they in the Goonies video?
Yeah, I remember all those WWF
I think
superstars
you're right.
in the Goonies
Like a
video.
lot of the bad guys are.
Yeah, well, Nikolai Volkov. I think the Iron
Oh,
Sheik's
yeah.
in there too.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
this was
remember
big
this.
to me
Yeah.
because I remember I only watched WWF if you can't remember from like 85
Yeah,
to 87.
those are my-
like that's it.
those are my-
Okay,
You know where
Corey.
Nikolai's actually from? He's actually from
Baltimore.
Yugoslavia.
oh, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, Roddy Piper. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at that.
guys,
There's Classy
come
Freddie Blassie.
on.
Some
That's the
Saskatoon.
only wrestling
Yeah,
thing I
Iron
can
Sheik.
get right.
Cheeky baby.
Yeah. Amazing.
I like that song. Goonies Are Good Enough.
Yeah, that's a good song. So then
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
Lunt later became VP of A&R at Jive Records, where he was responsible for some big boy bands. Shout out to Andy.
She's on the live stream.
Yeah, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
Never heard of them.
And Aaron Carter, who I believe once played softball.
No. It was Nick Carter.
Was it Nick
So
Carter?
Aaron's dead.
Aaron is dead. Shout out to Ridley.
Aaron's older brother, who was a
Nick?
member of New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
No,
he was a Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Nick Carter played softball.
Well, he was involved with Nick as well. So everything.
He dropped an easy fly ball, and I lost all respect for that.
Come on,
man.
Carter.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
comes full circle.
Get
here
Carter.
in
Okay.
the TMU.
Yeah, Nick Carter. Aaron Carter's dead. I think he had some substance abuse.
Yes,
issues.
indeed. Shout out.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral
Ridley
Home.
Funeral Home.
Yeah. Do you think I heard Brad Jones put a bet on America to
I
win
heard
this
that.
match?
I heard
okay?
that.
So 2 things. One is I'm going to need receipts because I feel like he's backpedaling. Like 'cause it was such an unpopular desire to see America win this game. If you're not American, you're basically you've got a citizenship for Belgium, right? Like I think the world is passionately rooting for Belgium tonight, unless you are American.
Is,
Would
Be-
you
is
agree?
Belgium traditionally good? Like it's
Well, they were in our group last time, I remember, and they didn't advance actually, but because they were a little over the hill. But I think they're a pretty good team.
Yeah,
I think so.
They're winning tonight, 3-1.
Yeah.
I keep checking those stairs if I see little feet coming down because I don't want
Do
the
I hear
score change.
the only time I was in Belgium, it was in Brussels, and there was this like 10 years ago. There's a Chi-Chi's right downtown.
Really?
When I was still there. Yeah.
See, I mean, just mentioned
See a
Amsterdam,
Chi-Chi's.
right? So that's the Benelux countries.
Yeah.
A great movie related to Belgium is In Bruges.
In Bruges.
Oh,
In
yes,
Bruges.
yeah.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
I had it in I
Yeah.
mispronounce everything.
I've heard
but
that's
it's a great fucking
place
movie.
to
Colin
visit,
Farrell.
too.
It's a great movie.
Rafe Fiennes is excellent in that.
Yeah,
You're an inanimate object.
He's always great. He's always great. I think Congo is staying neutral. Oh, I said the whole world was rooting for Belgium. Congo's staying neutral. Okay, so Jeremy Hopkin on the live stream says that he always pictured your dad, VP, to be like a Pete Campbell from Mad Men. But I actually think of you as Pete Campbell.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because you talk about you're building your Mad Men thing, Draper and Sterling or
that's
whatever the
right.
fuck it is.
Draper and Friends.
I picture you as the accounts guy. Like you're the
I am
Pete
the
Campbell.
accounts guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the Pete Campbell.
I am now the VP of accounts. at
Yeah, really?
my
Well, there's only 4 of
advertising
you,
concern.
so everybody's a VP
That's right.
over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still counts.
Okay. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Okay. Hit us. So those words, you people, right? You people, you come here for milk and honey. I don't know how to interpret that any other way than new Canadians. We'll call them new Canadians. And he doesn't explicitly, New Canadians don't have to be people of color, right?
Right.
Like,
No, I'm an immigrant.
So where were you born?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah, like your sister, of course.
Yeah. And my wife, she's from Shanghai, and we wear poppies. Again, Dad. I think Dad was kind of excited, and you could see that he was stumbling over his words.
Well, that fires him up. This subject. I'm looking at a poppy right now. This subject fires your father up. He's very proud of the military. He's proud of his country. And it angers him when people don't wear a poppy. I think the great error in that rant there, if you will, was blaming it on New Canadians, because you people is New Canadians. Yeah. And then, of course, the majority of our New Canadians are people of color.
Right. Yeah. And as you say, there's a lot of ways to interpret it. And I could see that once Dad said that and slip of the tongue or whatever, that was it,
because he wasn't going to apologize for that.
No.
So now I need to ask you, do you think Rogers was just waiting for your father to give them a reason to get out from this
no, I don't
controversial show?
The guy that the person, I won't name the person I talked to because he asked me not to, but you could hear the angst in his voice. Like he was really like this really hurt him. Like he didn't know what to do. And he asked me, he says, they from what Dad told me, because I was in New York, the executives met with Rogers, met with Dad at his house, and wanted him to read an apology that they had written for him. And he just go like, so when they did that, they go, I say to myself, did they know that Dad wouldn't do that, and that's what they wanted him to? So that's what they wanted him to do, or was that what they felt? The lawyers felt that they needed him to do. You know what I mean? And then Dad said they wanted him to let people know he was taking sensitivity courses. So I think on one hand, I think they were maybe putting roadblocks up for him so that he wouldn't come back. But on the other hand, when I'm talking to this executive, like you could tell he was very like hurt and upset, and he didn't want to be in that situation.
By any chance, I know we kind of covered this when we talked about Gare's story about Wolf Island and Ron's call with Gare that made it to print there. But is this the exit strategy maybe that Ron alluded to?
Well, Ron did it more than a few people did. Say you got fired on Remembrance Day for people not wearing poppies, right? Like you couldn't write that any better. Right. I said to Dad, Dad's not that. I said to Dad, he goes, people are saying that. I go, yeah, Dad, I think Dad says, I'm not that smart, or I'm not that dumb. He goes to do that. So,
except we both know he is that smart.
Yeah, if he wanted to, I think he would have said something a lot more outrageous if he wanted to get fired. You know what I mean? Because he was like, you're kind of semi-straddling the line there. I think he would have been.
But he's a bit of a martyr. I can tell you there's a contingent of Don Cherry fanatics who are, they're still pissed off at Rogers and Hockey Night in Canada, but they're also pissed off at Ron McLean, who they see Ron as throwing your father under the bus.
Yeah. I think the Rogers threw Ron under the bus as much as...
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I think that if you had old-time executive producers such as Ralph Mellenby or John Shannon or Scott Moore, he's not so much old school, but he's
been over here a couple of times.
Yeah, Scott Moore. Ronnie Harrison would be another guy. If this situation came up, those guys would have held a press conference, and they would have said, we're firing, or I'm firing Don Cherry, and they would have taken the questions, and they would have taken the slings and arrows to protect Ron and to protect Hockey Night in Canada. And I just don't think that Rogers thought that out enough and let Ron take the fury. And I don't know if they did that on purpose or if they just weren't thinking about it. I don't hold any animosity towards Ron. I think it was a bad situation. When Ron said, "That's why we love you," there's no doubt they were talking in his ears, screaming at him to get off because they were heavy, time wise, I look like my dad, but I act like my mom, and I know my mom would have said, "Get over it," with Ron, with the thing with Ron. It's not, I don't hold, and same with Sydney in the book, we don't hold any animosity towards Ron.
Very thoughtful answers from Tim Cherry about his father.
Very measured. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if his dad, Don Cherry, does take those sensitivity trains or whatever,
How's
I
that
hope
going?
they film it. I want to fucking see that. I would watch that. Don Cherry and sensitivity trains.
There's still time.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to hear him talk about Ron, because there has been so much sort of vitriol in the press and from fans just on social media who continue to blame Ron McLean for the things that happened to Don, and that Ron didn't support his friend. You know, I find Ron to be a pretty frustrating broadcaster to watch, but he certainly took way too much of the heat for something that Don Cherry did.
I feel like it's a lot of things in just sports and media, and like you don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
it's just you're not there. It's like, you know, stuff with like morning show drama. Or
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's all
You referring to Darren B. Lamb?
with the exception of Maureen gave the real talk.
What do you got? Okay, teaser. That's a teaser.
Yeah,
more on that to come.
Yeah. No, but I thought it was a great shot. The thing that struck me is because Don Cherry's been around forever, and he would talk about his kids, and I always just assumed his kids were like 20. You know, they've just been forever 20.
Right. Yeah.
But like his daughter, who just passed away, was in her late 60s, and I think Tim's in his early 60s.
Yeah.
Cindy, you know, I called her Sydney, and I hated myself for doing it. For some reason, I don't think I have dyslexia, but my Cindy and my Sydney, they get mixed up in my mouth when I'm saying these words.
Tim?
But her name was Cindy.
I mean, I apologize. I didn't listen to this episode.
You know, it's a great fucking episode, Cam Gordon. Like,
put
what
in
are you
my
here
queue.
for?
I'll put in my queue.
It's top 12.
Wait, was he involved in all like the Rock'em Sock'em?
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
He's like, it was all just managing.
Do you know what I played for him?
What?
The Don Cherry rap.
Yeah. He can shoot. He can score. Number 4. Bobby
Yeah, I
Orr.
played that for him.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and the Rock'em
It's like
Sock'em.
2 Unlimited.
And the Grapeline Show, he was producer.
Oh
of
yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah. His kids were very, very involved in his career.
Also, like, really kind of had the curve with like merchandising. Like, there wasn't a lot of that sort of product in the restaurants.
Oh, the Grapevine restaurants.
Yeah, slap his name in the blue, and
There was one near my high school. I don't think ever. Did you guys ever eat at one?
There was one. I think it was one of the last ones in the chain in downtown Waterloo, near the university.
Oh, right.
The only time I ever ate was actually also the first night. This is a big night. The first time I ever saw WWF wrestling at Cobb's Coliseum.
Oh yes,
That's
there
huge.
was one right by
there was
Cobb's
there was one.
Was
close by.
Roddy Piper on the bill?
No, but there was a battle royal, and guess who won it?
Bruno Sammartino.
Because this guy I thought sucked. I since learned he's a real badass.
S.D. Jones.
Barry O.
No, close. King Tonga.
Oh.
Later became Haku.
Right.
Okay.
I do remember this. So you're in
Haku won
my
it.
era
Yeah,
here.
it was apparently like a legit badass.
Okay, geez.
Yeah, Stu Stones met Haku.
I'll bet.
Brad-
Dark Side of the Ring.
Brad,
Won a Canadian Screen Award, by the way. Dark Side of the Ring.
Haku.
Okay, Burn. We got 3 more to go.
We're gonna whip through these. Here we go.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Can you just tell me a little bit about the influence of your father?
Yeah. Okay. So Teddy, my father, Teddy Pemberton, he was a radio DJ in Edmonton on CJSR for over 20 years. He had a show called The Black Experience and Sound, and he was the first person to play hip hop over the airwaves in Edmonton.
So he's kind of like the DJ Ron Nelson of Edmonton, Alberta.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I get it. Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my dad. And when I first came on the scene, when people figured out that I was Teddy's son, it was kind of like, whoa, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Like everyone I talked to in the scene, they'd be like, oh yeah, you know what? I used to listen to Teddy's show, and that was how I found out about rap. Or it was like appointment listening every Saturday night.
Okay, so you're born into the scene here, right? So no wonder you're rapping at such a young age.
Yeah, I just grew up in a library of music. My mom played piano. My uncle was a funk musician. Brett Miles, he had a group called Magilla Funk Conduit, and that was who I would first perform with. I would just jump up as I was like a teenager at the Sidetrack Cafe in Edmonton, the Sugar Bowl, and I'd just be rapping with this funk band.
Okay, so you're rapping at age 13.
Yeah.
Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, and this Breaking Kayfabe, does that come out when you're still a teenager?
Breaking Kayfabe came out in 2005, so
Okay.
I would have been 19.
Okay, that's teenager.
Yeah.
Okay, that's teenager. I'm probably the last guy standing who cares about these dumb details, but how do you go from a guy just rapping as a teenager, probably, I'm guessing you're doing like talent shows in high school or something? I'm just guessing that. But
I rapped at my high school grad.
See, I was almost there. Like, how do you go from that to an actual full-length debut, breaking kayfabe?
I was just possessed and obsessed with music and hip hop and wanting to release music. I was determined to do it, and we didn't really have the infrastructure in Edmonton. Like it wasn't like Toronto. Like there wasn't a ton of rap labels or anything. There wasn't any connections to the wider Canadian music industry at all.
There was no Farley Flex.
No. So for me, it was just the internet. I really reached a lot of success being early adopter of the internet, having my own blog.
That's how you get into track changes.
Exactly. And it's like through some of those blog connections I had, Oliver Square got on this blog called Flux Blog.
Okay.
And then I started getting all these label offers, and like it was really, you could really break an artist just putting them on a blog.
We got to talk about these edits. These edits out. Come on.
Yeah.
Oliver Square, by the way, great fucking jam.
Yeah.
Great song.
That whole album is such a moment in time.
And
Like,
we
it
just
really
talked about
is.
wrestling numerous times, and breaking kayfabe, that's a wrestling term.
Love it. Shout out to Haku.
I feel like Cam's falling asleep. But the that gentleman, Cadence Weapon, not his real name, well-spoken, intelligent young man. I say young man, and he's probably not that much younger than me, but he's younger than me. But he was great conversation, and he is in the book, Track Changes. And how can people buy a copy of Track Changes, Cam Gordon?
At all major booksellers, or even better, you can just send me a DM or send me an email. Toronto Mike can connect you, and I'd be happy to.
So you're saying
run one over
Mike
to
at
you.
TorontoMike.com and say, connect me to Cam.
I'll give Mike 5%.
Then I get my referral. I get my referral fee.
Yeah.
Cadence Weapon was a great episode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I said this to you, Mike. Like, I feel like he's done a really good job at just managing his career, where he's got his, he's got his music, he's writing, he's got, he's getting into like activism now, all this stuff with like the data centers in Hamilton.
Yeah,
is
he's
really
doing a great job on
interesting.
that.
And just sort of a voice in like a lot of different areas. Like I almost wonder, is this guy gonna like run for some sort of like city council or something?
You think he might replace Tom Wilson as mayor of Hamilton?
You might.
God willing.
Yeah.
In that Toronto Star,
I would vote for it.
was that on this? I can't remember. Did we talk about? Oh yeah, we did. Cadence. We talked about Chaos Crab Bucket being number 1 on the Toronto Star 25 Toronto songs. Also on that list is that song I played for Cadence Weapon in that episode, where he talks about Ford Nation, and he talks about the affordable housing, and his friend just moved to Hamilton.
So it's more like a pandemic or something.
And well, he shortly thereafter he moves to Hamilton.
Then he's
Cadence
split.
Weapon.
Yeah.
And you know who's from Hamilton, Cam?
Tyler.
This mofo
Me.
right here.
Yeah, that's right. You know who went to university in Hamilton?
Brad Jones.
No, I did.
Cam Gordon.
That was me.
I know. He's the master of McMaster. I know he's the McMaster of his own domain here. Okay, Cadence Weapon, people, check it out.
Yeah, definitely listen to it. Very, very strong episode.
And every clip you played so far, Tyler Campbell, has been somebody who sat right there.
Correct.
That's important to me.
Yeah.
But you're going to break the streak.
I am going to break that streak.
It sounds like Ken Finkelman, as brilliant as he was as a writer, director, creator, that he could be very difficult to work with. Like maybe, dare I say, some people's experience with what an asshole.
Yes, asshole is probably the first word a lot of us would use, but in a really affectionate way. He could be on one of my first days on Married Life. We were shooting in an apartment, and he was down at the end of a long hallway and around the corner, and he was at the monitor. And I think I talked about this the night you were there, but he yelled down the hall, "Not so fake, Ivy." So he didn't use my real name. He used my character's name because he couldn't remember my name. And he yelled, "Not so fake, Ivy." And he had been doing that on a fairly regular basis, like yelling my directions. And, typically unflattering directions, things you typically don't want people to hear when you're the actor. But I walked down the hall and I turned around the corner and he looked terrified. And I just said, Ken, if you have a direction to give me, could you please come and give it to me in person, or up close or something like that. And he didn't. I don't think he was. His eyes were wide. And again, that was like a building block for our relationship. Like that became. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed me calling him out. He enjoyed that aspect of his male-female relationship with me. And I felt quite free with him that I could do that. And that didn't mean that he was never an asshole again. He certainly was. But the fact that I could call him on it was great. And you get that a lot with, not so much anymore. I think directors have to be more pristine in their behavior, but that was not atypical.
And that episode, you played a big role in the origin of that episode with Karen Hines.
Yeah,
VP.
That we went to that West End Phoenix event at the Paradise Theater where Ken Finkelman, there was a panel of people who had been involved with the show, actors, and Ken Finkelman himself, who is, I think, in his early 80s. Oh, time for Mike to take his meds.
I don't have it with me, though. Remind me to take it after this recording.
He's kind of reclusive.
Yeah, like
he's reclusive.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him.
Bedini dug him up.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him anywhere in ages. And he seemed a little disoriented, I would say, at first, like just not really sure where he was at, or he couldn't really hear what people were saying on the stage.
Right.
And so he seemed very confused. He eventually kind of warmed up and I think kind of got his bearings, and it was an interesting conversation. But Karen Hines was really quite illuminating in that whole panel, because she sort of she talked about that same dynamic where she had no problem calling him out on his behavior, because he was clearly very maybe he didn't really understand how to write women, which I think he would have acknowledged, and Karen Hines said that the best stuff that he ever wrote for her, he had actually written for Jeremy Hotz, and then she took over that character. So it was just a really fascinating panel discussion, and then I'm glad that you were able to get Karen.
So I'm sitting beside you, and who's sitting beside you?
Don McKellar was
Isn't that
sitting
amazing?
beside me. Yeah.
Cam, did you hear that? Don McKellar.
That's huge.
It's a mind blow.
And,
So-
Big one.
and Mark McKinney was
Mark
in
McKinney
the
was right
lobby.
beside me in line.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Star-studded.
It was amazing. So I couldn't believe it, because I think our goal was to get Ken Finkelman on Toronto Mike.
Yeah,
But
and
we
I don't-
quickly pivoted. Like, we're like, oh, he can't do Toronto Mike.
Yeah, I don't
He's-
think that would go well.
He's kind of falling apart here. But
Next best thing.
But the star of the panel, and there were some heavyweights in the panel, but the star of the panel in both VP, in my opinion, was Karen Hines, who was telling it like it is. It was so refreshing. And I'm like, we both looked at each other like, we don't want Ken Finkelman. We want Karen
Get me
Hines.
Hines.
And I booked her because she lives in Calgary.
Right.
There's a lot of Alberta activity in these kids.
Sure.
But she was coming to Toronto for something, and we booked it where she would drop by the South Etobicoke TMDS headquarters here, and it was going to be an in-person thing. But that trip got canceled somehow, and I didn't really feel like waiting another year or whatever. I'm like, let's just do this on Zoom, and I'm glad I did. And it always makes me wonder, maybe I should do more Zooms.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it makes sense.
I really don't know.
In a case like Karen Hines, where you probably wouldn't be able to get her for several months. It was a good chat, and maybe it would have been better in person, but I think you got lots out of it. So
What is it about this show that has made it so durable in the culture, where they could still do this sort of event?
Well, it's just
Years
guys like
later
us.
but for Canadian television, like this is a
Yeah.
real outlier.
Yeah, because it was good.
Yeah.
It was just a good show.
Yeah, it was very much in the vein of like Larry Sanders,
Yeah.
sort of behind the scenes,
100%.
Real television. It portrayed the characters in a newsroom as
Well
they were
written
portrayed. It
and
was
well
funny. It was very
well
funny.
acted.
Smart. It
and,
sounds like a smart.
Yeah,
it was
it was smart.
It was
TV
appointment viewing for me.
Absolutely, same.
Like, I didn't watch it because it was Canadian. I watched it because it was fucking great.
It was very, very funny.
Same reason I watched Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look up. I feel like it was Simon Haupt wrote a really good feature about like showcase, or like Barry Hertz, one of those guys, a few years ago, and I find this time in like Canadian TV really
The station showcase?
yeah. But I
yeah.
feel like this it's obviously a CBC
The Drambuie
show.
Showcase review, because we did have a host of that show,
but
Chaz
Lawther.
But I feel like you would see a lot of shows sort of like The Newsroom that didn't quite work that would end up on Alliance Atlantis.
Yeah.
Like that time in Canadian television.
Oh, with like Paul Gross or something. I almost called him Peter Gross.
There was something. There was like
what was his show?
lawyer?
Slings and Arrows or something.
Yeah, he did Slings and Arrows.
So there's
yeah.
something called like Show Me Yours.
Show Me was a Rogers streaming service.
No, it
Yours was that a show?
I think so.
Show Me Yours.
And
I feel like it was
you were meant to live for so much more. Listen, after we record, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
But like these sort of smart comedies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember.
So the Newsroom, which we
Yeah,
now
it's on
need to refer to as CBC's The Newsroom because somebody else
One
took
year.
it. Aaron Sorkin took it. But I really liked that too, how pissed she was that they named another show The Newsroom. And that got all the hype because it was Aaron Sorkin and all this.
And it sounds like they did consult with Ken Finkelman.
Yeah, it
and
sounds like
he didn't
Finkelman
really care.
blessed it.
Yeah.
Jeez, come on.
Yeah, I think the first question that somebody asked Ken Finkelman on that panel, I don't remember what the question was, but he said, I don't know, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what you want from a panel.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
And a Toronto Mike cast. Okay, Karen Hines, if you're listening in Calgary, you were amazing.
Great job, Karen Hines.
And we'll get a beer one day.
All
Okay,
right.
one more to go.
One more. Here we go.
One of the most frequent questions I get as a radio insider.
Whatever happened
what
to
the
Darren?
fuck happened to Darren B. Lamb?
Oh, I wish I knew. I do know. He left. He left in a disgraceful manner, highly unprofessional and whiny and cowardly, and kind of that defines him. It was during COVID, and we were working from home, both of us, but everybody else in the morning show was in the studio. Ian MacArthur, Gord Rennie, Christine Cardoso, we were all in there. And they'd put up all sorts of barriers, as we did. We had all sorts of plastic and all that. And this is kind of gets a little nepotistic here. So Rogers put in all these protocols to deal with COVID. And actually, my husband, who was working for Rogers at the time in the real estate and human resources, he was also part of implementing all the safety constraints. And I said to him, John, I want to go back. If you think it's safe. And he's like, babe, it's my job to make it safe. Yeah. But I said, if you think it's safe, I want to go back in the studio because I think we're really missing something. There's a bit of a delay, and I want to be back with the team. But Darren didn't want to go.
Al Holland.
And so we were all like, okay.
It's a guy.
He wasn't the easiest person to work with to begin with.
Right.
And anyway, I was in the midst of making plans to go back after Christmas, and he was going off to BC with his husband to look. They were building a house out there, and he never came back. He never came back from vacation, and the company refused to tell us what was going on, but they kept saying he's coming back. He had written us an email saying he wishes us well. And I was saying to management, he's gonzo. What are you talking about? He's gone. Right. And they were like, no, he's coming back. We're just working some things out. And then we had a new program director. Wendy Deff had left, and there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. We had a new guy who came in who had no idea what he was doing, no idea how to deal with people who had a lot. I mean, he came from a smaller market. He had no idea how to deal with talent. You can tell right now I'm already getting exasperated thinking about it. So they said to me, well, he said, between us, I don't think Darren's coming back. Who would you like to work with? And it's funny because I actually suggested Gurdeep Aliwala.
Right.
Gurdeep and I were playing golf at that time, but then a couple of weeks go by and they stopped talking to me. And I'm like, well, what are we doing about the show? And they brought Mike Cooper in as an interim host. And Mike and I got on like a house on fire because he's a consummate professional. He's like, okay, his opinions are a little dated, but the five of us, Mike and Gord and Ian, who had all worked together before, and Christine, Mike and Christine had worked together, we were like an island of misfit toys, but man, did we get on. And without any guidance, we did some really great radio. And we were all together in the studio in the middle of COVID with no support. In fact, they insisted when we were doing, we were identifying the station, I'd have to say, oh, it's Darren and Mo with Maureen Holloway and Mike Cooper. Like that was insulting to the listener. And the listeners were all like, where's Darren? Where's Darren?
Right.
And we weren't allowed to say a word. And this went on. My contract was coming up. And I thought, well, what's the writing on the wall here? And I'm not stupid.
Right.
I was told that it's not that they weren't going to renew my option. They just hadn't picked it up. And Julie Adam, who was running everything at the time, said, of course we're renewing. And then they're not. I got screwed. But you know what? It was money. It was money. They were paying me a lot of money and my contract was up and they decided why throw, I'm not a spring chicken, although I don't know what difference that would make. Joy Behar is 82. And they did not renew my contract and I left.
Boom.
Just say the mind blow.
You left the kicker out. And what the fuck happened to Darren B. Lamb? I mean, who the fuck knows and who the fuck cares?
I was just say I had no idea Joy Behar was 82. That was like a bonus mind blow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No notes on the Maureen Holloway episode, and that clip you pulled, which I also pulled for my Instagram, and people have been enjoying. It was
brought
perfect.
the smoke.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's pitch perfect.
It's my third time
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
I would leave in that last kicker though.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows and who the fuck cares?
It was unprofessional, a coward.
Yeah, disgraceful.
And the funny thing is, so she's coming over, and it's been in my books for a bit, and I'm kind of thinking like, she was kind of like afraid of fucking up the Human Rights Tribunal.
Sure.
That Jennifer Valentine has brought forward against Chorus. So she's kind of worried about how she can speak about Derringer. And I know this. So I said, I'll just change my target. Like, we won't go at Derringer. Let's talk about Darren B. Lamb.
DBL.
And there you go. One of the great 12 episodes of this past quarter.
The coward, Darren B. Lamb.
Well done. And way to go. You pulled some longer clips than
there were
usual.
a lot of longer clips this time around because a lot of people just had a lot to say. And I didn't want to.
And where else are you going to say long things?
Exactly. This is the place to do it.
They don't give you that kind of
Is he
time.
working then?
His LinkedIn,
he's MIA.
His LinkedIn still says Darren and Mo mornings 5 to 9.
He's gonna see you looked at him.
He seemingly disappeared from public life. There is no. I don't think there's any public. It's funny because I think when I hear about the Darren B. Lamb story, it's a different story completely. But it kind of reminds me of the Scotty Mac story, which is just this moment of like, I'm done. I'm going going somewhere else now.
But I feel like he's sort of done it with a lot of maybe just because he came on your show, so I know the story. But one guy went to one coast, the other guy went to the other coast.
Right. But we haven't heard from Darren B. Lamb in the public.
Gonna say in other circumstances, he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna move to BC into my dream home."
Yeah,
we should all be so lucky.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like that's not the case.
If Darren B. Lamb is listening, if maybe somebody who knows him is listening, they can carve this out or link him to this. Like, go to the 4 hour and 26 minute mark of this FOTMcast that nobody will listen to. But I would love to chat with Darren B. Lamb.
Go on Toronto Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Maureen fired shots. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So we went long as always, and we still have a couple of segments. But did you have anything you wanted to say about the Maureen Holloway episode, VP?
No, I loved it. Like, she's just so honest and open about everything that has happened to her in her career. And I always appreciate those conversations. I did have a couple of quick hit honorable mentions. Actually, just one really. Barry Flatman.
Yeah, great voice.
I love that episode.
I love it too.
I love the fact that he dated both Margot Kidder and Jeannie Becker.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What a stud. Barry Flatman.
Honestly, I'm glad you point out. But there's another episode I want to shout out.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
Please.
Patrick McKenna.
Oh yeah.
Worthy. I mean, the fact that great episode of Patrick McKenna didn't make the top 12, that tells you what an amazing quarter
it's
it was.
Just a packed
Holy
quarter.
Strong
shout out to Blair Packham. Okay.
I actually have two pieces of breaking news. I don't know why Jarvis hasn't come down here, but it's 4-1.
You know what that means? It's look at the time. His mom probably sent him to bed. Yeah. Our correspondent got sent to bed, I think.
What's his bedtime these days?
9:30. He's supposed to wind down. I don't know what time he goes to sleep, but it's 10 o'clock now. Jesus.
So good night, U.S.
You know what? That's beautiful news.
Yeah. One other piece of news is that
Trump is dead.
No, Renata Ford is dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was not. I knew she had some issues.
Yes.
I can't believe she was not that old. She's got to be 50. Maybe she's our age or something.
I think probably a little bit older, but
Maybe a bit older.
Yeah.
But that's
here we
sad
go. Here comes
news.
the
I'm
update.
sorry. Wait, hold on. Okay, give the mic. Pretend we don't. Okay. Mike's here. Well, you're still awake. You're brushing your teeth.
Belgium scored 4-1.
You're literally brushing your teeth. That's amazing.
When you see the dinosaur pajamas, you know the game's over.
Okay. Thank you to our correspondent. And that Renata Ford story is very sad.
It is sad.
I'm saddened by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their kids are,
I used to bike
certainly
by
not
that old the Ford home.
Oh, on the Eden Bridge.
Yeah, on Eden Bridge.
I think it's
exactly.
been demolished now.
Yeah, I think it was sold and somebody
A lot of like ghosts.
somebody demolished it.
Right.
That's where the famous Daniel Dale.
That's right.
What property do you want to steal from your city thing was happening there. My goodness. I remember Freddie P going off on Daniel Dale, and I'm like, I remember this bringing me back. This is like a Rob Ford Mayor Core stuff that you're bringing back here. But I'm sorry to hear about Renata Ford, but I'm not sorry to hear that USA is out of this this World Cup.
Indeed.
Glad to hear it. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it. So hot.
All right, I'm just gonna play it. Cam, is that how this works? Do I just play it?
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything before I play it.
That's Lee Aaron, right?
No, that's Alana Biles.
We have this
Lana
conversation
Biles.
every time.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's so clear. Still
it's
got.
Alana Biles. Yeah.
It's definitely Atlanta Biles.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. Okay. And actually,
Oh, I can bring it down. I didn't know.
that's okay. Just
Sure.
Tyler, let us know when you know
Yeah,
what this
yeah,
song
yeah.
is. Maybe you already know what it is. Okay, I think we can bring it down. I sense you don't know this.
The wheels are turning
Yeah.
in both our heads.
Yeah.
I feel like the name has M in the the name starts with M.
Do you remember this song?
It's sort of familiar, but I
Yeah.
don't like. No, I couldn't
Does
sing
it
along.
just sound like
It
other
sounds
songs?
like, are we talking like late 90s?
Like mid 90s.
Mid-90s.
More early 90s,
Early
actually.
90s.
Yeah. It does sort of sound late 90s.
Does her
Yeah.
first name start with M?
It's a dude.
That's a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's way off.
I thought it was a chick.
I did too.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Huh.
I thought it was a chick.
Yeah,
No.
same. I was going to guess like Mae Moore or something like that.
No. Okay. Yeah. Or like Sarah Craig.
Yeah,
era.
yeah.
No. So this is Ginger, who are formerly the guys from the Grapes of
Oh,
Wrath.
yeah.
So
Jeremy Hopkin on the live stream guessed Grapes of Wrath.
yeah, which is a good guess because that's basically
Same
who it
voice.
is.
Yeah. So well done, J-Ho.
Yeah, so basically Ginger is when Kevin Kane left Grapes of
Right,
Wrath.
yeah.
And then they retooled, chose a new moniker, which is Ginger.
But it's got radio airplay?
Yeah, I mean, this was on CFNY, so this song's called Solid Ground. They had another hit called...
This wasn't on CFNY.
Yeah, this was totally on CFNY.
What year are we in here?
93, 94.
I was such a listener in 93, 94.
Yeah. So this came to mind because, again, not to come back to the book, but I found an ad
You
for
wrote a book?
Sam the Interactive Man.
Oh, yeah.
The interactive vision where you find the CD-ROMs at Sam the Record Man at 347 Young. Come hear stories about it with Jeremy Hopkin and myself Wednesday night. But one
Will
of their...
Jason Snyderman be there?
We'll see. He might show up. But one of their first CD or Enhanced CDs was the first CD from Ginger.
Oh, wow.
Network
Okay.
Records, Grapes of Wrath, tie-in, blah, blah, blah. The name of the album is Far Out, and this was like the big single from it.
Yeah.
Solid ground.
I
do like it.
It's familiar
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. What's a bit of like tragically hip Red Hot Chili Peppers almost guitar, but also are very specific, like not like Duran Duran Come Undone, but a bit of like spaghetti western.
Yeah,
feel.
the band that it kind of reminded me of was Wild Strawberries.
Yeah, that's a good parallel.
Wow.
So they did have one other album. It's called Suddenly I Came to My Senses. They had a song. I wrote it down. Now I forget what their other song. I was gonna say Everything You're Missing. That was more like a trip hop feel. It almost sounded like Rational by King Cobb Steely.
Right.
Like
FOTM band.
that sort of sound. So
Kevin
anyway,
Lynn.
so Ginger kind of came and went, and then Kevin Kane came back in the fold. He put out an album with one of the Hooper boys from the Grapes of Wrath called The High Road. No, I'm fucking this up.
I think that's Sass Jordan.
that's the agency I worked for. Anyway, the first
I completely
proper
ignore those emails.
great Grapes of Wrath email was since they reunited.
Hard
was not-
Road.
it was not until 2013 when they came back, and they've been playing shows ever since. And you can catch them this fall. They're one of the headlining acts at a Supercrawl.
Oh, there you go.
In
Okay,
Hamilton.
but I saw Kane and who from
Is
the
it
Northern Pikes?
Brian Potvin.
Potvin, right. I
Yeah,
saw
Potvin
them
and Kane.
open for maybe the Watchmen recently.
Yeah.
Maybe at Danforth Music Hall.
And I think Kevin Kane is like basically in the Northern Pikes now.
Possibly.
I feel like you replaced
and they play
Merle.
songs
You remember Merle?
from both bands. Yeah, Merle Haggard.
High Road. High Road was produced by Daryl Newdorf, who
okay.
he had
I
that
know that
lawsuit
name.
with Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, everything is connected here, and I love
Yeah.
we're connecting dots here. No one's listening.
yeah,
but we're
so you guys
connecting dots.
don't know that one.
I don't know that one.
It sounds familiar
Yeah,
to me.
I agree.
I'm sure I've heard it, but
Okay.
So
Perfect Lost Can Gun then.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you do well at this.
Thank you.
Kudos to you, Cam. You got to contribute something because Tyler does all the fucking work.
This is true.
Like we're 3 hours deep. He did all the heavy lifting. We're just reacting. I don't even know what clips I'm playing for God's sakes. Well, he plays them off his damn laptop, and then you contribute this one forgotten CanCon, and you get like
I'm on Wikipedia. I'm on
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
he's our sort of live man on the internet.
we didn't even speak about AMJ Pierre, who made his Toronto Night debut.
That's right.
Have you closed that deal yet? AMJ.
It's
It's
things
just
are
sitting
cooking.
there.
Things are cooking. I've got time with Pierre in 2 weeks.
Oh God, that'd be exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we do the lexicon?
Oh, we sure
corner?
do.
Okay. Here
we
go.
sure do.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Lexicon Corner. So Lexicon Corner is really kind of a bit of a catch-all. We talk about certain terminology or sayings that come up often on the show that get entered into the lexicon. Sometimes it's more of a little quirks or ticks that kind of come up in the way that Mike presents the show. This one I've noticed recently. You've been doing this.
Do I need to brace
thing.
myself?
No, I don't think so. I think it's quite charming.
I'm doing something.
I've noticed recently that you are anytime a guest says something that's even kind of remotely like a Tragically Hip lyric, you will break into song. So I've put together a few examples.
I did it a lot in this episode.
You did, yes, you did.
I'm
So
unwell.
I'll be
everybody.
pulling more clips from
I'm
this
unwell.
episode for next.
That's super meta.
It's kind of like when the Emmy Award or the Oscars win an Emmy Award for the best TV show. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like when Mel Brooks they go to the VHS for Spaceballs to
That's
see
right.
where they are in
yeah,
the movie.
exactly. Anyway, let's listen to this little supercut I put together.
You said you didn't give a fuck about hockey.
I said that
I
today.
never saw someone say that before. Just a quote that jumped into my mind. Do you know
Sorry.
what that quote is from? If there's a goal that everyone remembers, it was back in old 72.
Yeah.
Randomly, I'm going to break into Tragically Hip songs. But
And it's amazing what you can accomplish because you think
is
about
that the Tragically Hip? You're dropping
Pretty
songs
much.
today.
Pretty much.
It's that night in Toronto and then the checkerboard floors. right up there with those checkerboard floors. Right
Oh,
up there.
baby.
No, I love it too. Those checkerboard floors. As
Yeah,
they
the
say,
famous checkerboard floors.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Like,
Yeah.
like what the fuck? If you hate that, don't listen to the fucking program.
You do a lot of couldn't come at a worse time. I feel like you've dropped that.
Yeah, so it's a little tragically hip lyric
let's just
word
say-
association.
It's a good life if you don't weaken is really my bio story. Like this is the story of Toronto Mike.
That's right.
Okay, come on.
That's right.
I probably it's not just tragically hip, but it seems to be a lot of tragically hip. But
Lately,
there's a lot
there's
of
been a lot,
songs in my
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
And things trigger.
Sure.
Like there'll be a trigger. You know that I have this trigger thing.
Yeah.
And it comes out because I don't think I give a fuck. Like
yeah.
maybe I didn't always do it because it's like the CBC wouldn't do that.
Right.
Okay.
This ain't the CBC.
It's mainly Alpha's not doing that.
You like listen to a lot of like like Chum FM. Sorry. Did you listen to Chum
FM?
Yeah.
Only for the Sunday Night Funnies.
Okay, but you were a Chum listener.
I listened to this.
Maybe your mom was a Chum listener.
Was your mom a Chum
Are you
listener?
trying to trigger me to say like chum bug?
Yes. I'll show you. Like I was texting with like Tyler on the bus over. It's like let's get him to say chum bug.
You were a chum bug.
I couldn't get out.
You
Like,
said,
I
you know
like
what? You fucked it up because you said Chum FM.
I
Chum
started
bug
like
is for 10,
smirking
15.
too. You knew I was up to something. I was trying to play it cool, but I fucked it up. Hey, chum bug.
Chum bug.
Why do I keep fucking up?
Yeah.
Those checkerboard floors.
Okay, so that's fine. Lexicon. It's not like a lexicon
Yeah.
thing, but it's like a quirk. I have quirks.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
I got
with that.
issues.
We celebrate those quirks.
Yeah.
All right, we do skip WikiLeaks, right? So we
Yes,
have this
on
one.
to-
I'm nervous
yeah.
about this
Yeah,
one.
you should be. My God.
Should I mute him now? Should I mute him? I can do that. It's right here. Should I do it?
Just a reminder, as always, if you hear anything that sounds awry, off, anything at all, please email us at FOTMcast@gmail.com. Our
Oh, I
team
forgot
of
about
fact
that.
checkers gets on it. If we use it, there could be a very, very high value prize, perhaps some golf shoes.
Could
coming
you
your way.
CC Mike at TorontoMike.com so I'm not blindsided?
Definitely don't do
I
that.
don't have the password for this FOTM at, was it FOTMcast?
FOTMcast at
gmail.com. Right.
There was one email that I did want to read that came in before I get into the depths of this quarter. Hi Tyler. In the David Ryder episode, Mike said the 30-minute special episode regarding the John Tory episode was, quote, the most popular episode of the year, maybe, end quote, at the 17-minute and 31-second mark. Please fact check. Now, I don't have the capacity
Wasn't that
to
true?
fact check that. We're going to have to. Mike has the receipts and he holds them
It sounds true.
very close to the vest.
Sure.
But anyway, that was just something that came in from
who
the
wrote that?
listeners.
I need to know.
Well, we can. I'll tell you off air. I don't want to.
Is that Stephanie Wilkinson?
Want
What's
to
going
out
on here?
anyone? My.
Well, I know the name.
You'll know the name
from attending TMLX events.
Possibly.
It's Robert Laws.
So, Mike, this is our 10th FOTM cast.
Okay.
We've done one of these segments every time, and we have a little fun with it. I know it makes you cringe, but it's all really in good fun. And if you weren't so
My
good
least
at
favorite
this,
segment.
I wouldn't feel right about pointing these little things out. But because you're so good, it gives us license to kind of razz you a little bit.
Right.
But, Mike,
It's a big one coming because
But
you warned me. It's a big
this
one.
quarter, I heard something that frankly stopped me in my tracks. I was in the parking lot at the Stockyards. I was going to Nations.
Oh yeah, that's where Target was.
Yeah. Nations is there. I go there.
I like that, sir.
Yeah.
The only custom built Target in the country.
That's right. And it was there for like 8 months. I was listening to the remix episode of Toast.
Okay. Okay.
And I was just about to
Is
get
this
out
about
of the
Shep
car.
Pettibone?
Just about to get out of the car.
Yeah.
When I heard this.
Oh God. The thorough recap of the Elmo gig is going to be on FOTMcast.
Of course.
Cam and Stu,
That makes sense.
because they were there.
Yeah.
Cam and Stu. Oh yeah.
Oh.
So.
That is embarrassing.
So.
Oh, that's okay.
So.
Cam and Stu.
Cam and Stu.
Stu.
Yeah.
So
I'm Cam.
So
where's Stu?
The thing
What the
about
fuck
it,
happened there?
Usually, sometimes you'll say something and you'll misspeak or whatever, but then you go back and correct yourself. And whatever, like I'll start to take
I repeated it numerous
I'll start to
times.
take a note, and I'll like, no, you know what? Mike's
He
correcting
caught it.
himself.
He
It's
caught it,
fine.
yeah.
You know, we can leave this one.
Right.
We'll let it go.
Right. Cam and
just
Stu.
Listen.
The
once again.
thorough recap of the Elmo gig is going to be on FOTMcast.
Of course.
Cam and Stu.
That makes sense.
Because they were there.
Yeah.
Cam and Stu.
So you had a moment where you were gonna. I thought, okay, he's gonna save it. He's gonna correct himself, but he doubled down. He said it again.
76 weeks, Tyler. We spent 76 weeks during the band. That's what they do in Nirvana, the band, the show.
That's right.
I love that effect.
Yeah.
On Nirvana, the band, the show. You've still never seen any Nirvana,
Probably
the
won't
bands.
be checking it out.
What do you and MF do with your time? You just make love all day? Like, what do you do?
Sometimes.
Like, do you consume any visual media?
Jeopardy, sports.
That's all there is. That's all there is to consume.
I lost on Jeopardy. Okay, so I apologize to you. What's your name again? Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't know why I reverted, like regression or whatever, because we spent 76 weeks together.
muscle
in the
memory.
book.
It's muscle
It's in the back. That's
It
the new
is.
lead.
Yeah.
You got rid of the old lead. It was too sad, and you replaced it with 76 weeks of a pandemic.
Yeah.
The pandemic was happier.
Of course. It was a
It
great
was
time.
it was a warmer thought,
Yeah.
a happier thought than, oh, this guy hanged himself.
So-
This
Had
beloved
a blast.
TJ.
Had a blast.
Jesus. Okay. I'm sorry to you that I called the FOTMcast duo Cam and Stu.
Mike,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. I forgive you.
I was braced for such a terrible mistake. I'm relieved. I'm relieved it was just a slip of the tongue. Like, I'm like, what did I say? Did I say that was a Shep Pettibone remix when it was clearly not?
Just a little oopsie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to wrap this up.
Now that we've cleared the air, we're gonna rapid fire
ready?
this. Well, I have more.
You got,
There's more.
How could I have made more than one mistake?
So
It's only
we're
13 more.
We're gonna go through it very quickly.
An hour later.
Okay. In the J-Ho and Starlot Satine episode, which is a
Oh,
great
I like
episode,
that very much.
Mike said that Lorne Michaels created both SNL and SCTV.
I didn't say that.
You said that.
I think I meant Kids in the Hall.
Maybe.
Not, I think I. Oh, I
Maybe.
think I said Kids in the Hall.
Maybe. Okay. In the Paris Black episode.
I do not think Lorne Michaels had anything to do with SCTV.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
except he did bring over
All right.
Martin Short.
Fair enough.
Okay.
In the Paris Black episode, Mike referred to the 1984 film The Pope of Greenwich Village as the King of Greenwich Village. In the David Bearwall episode,
Close enough.
Mike referred to Rosie Gray Teo as Rosie and Gray Teo. In the Karen Hines episode, you said that Andrew Stokely worked on Airplane 2, which came out in 1982, and I'm not sure how old Andrew Stokely is, but I think you meant to say that he worked on The Newsroom.
Okay, you know what? Why do I?
What?
Okay, you're right. That math doesn't, because he's my age almost. You're right.
Yeah, Ken Fickelman wrote Airplane 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He told a story about it. Yeah, he clearly Stokely couldn't have worked. You're right.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Robert Lawson.
In the Barry Flatman episode, you referred to the late CFTO Nightbeat news anchor Tom Gibney
Tom
as
Gibney.
Ted Gibney, and to Dawson's Creek star Joshua
I'm thinking
Jackson.
of Ted Ginley.
Or Ted McGinley.
Ted McGinley.
Yes,
Sure.
Dawson's Creek star Joshua Jackson as Jeremy Jackson.
Oh, he's got a brother though, right?
Perhaps.
Like there is a Jeremy
Perhaps.
Jackson. Andy, I need your help.
Yeah,
There's
perhaps.
Jeremy Jackson.
No doubt, Mike
NBA.
regrets these errors. A couple of non-Mike errors this quarter.
Oh, thank God.
Don Pyle referred to Much Music Steve Anthony as Michael Anthony, confusing him, of course, with the longtime bassist of Van Halen.
Right.
Barry Hertz in the Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie episode said that Sister Christian was by Motorhead when it
No,
in
it
fact,
wasn't.
it was by Night Ranger.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Right.
Yes. And then
Boogie Nights is great, but we should see it.
yes.
That I've seen.
You have.
I do enjoy it.
Okay.
That's good.
And then finally,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the cold open, this was my favorite one, I think, of the month. In the cold open of the Tim Cherry episode, he referred to this podcast as Open Mic.
Yeah. But I called him out on that.
You did.
Because,
Goes
you know,
to Mike Bully.
of all the people to confuse me with,
Yeah.
my
All
moral enemy.
Of these people, no doubt.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home.
We're going to be
For a ride on a slow bus to China. Tell me where in the world is
Stu Stone.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Toronto Mike, it's Stu Stone, and where in the world is Stu Stone? The answer is actual retail price. Survey says Toronto or Toronto, depending on who you ask. Just got back here from many travels that I can't wait to share with you, because I will be joining Mike in the basement soon, and hopefully those guys will have the courage to cover it next time we get together for one of these TML casts. I'm a fan. I listen.
TML cast.
Good show.
Fact check that.
Love to the
We'll
boys.
get that one next time.
And love to you, Mike, and love to everyone. I hope everyone's having a great summer, a safe summer. I hope you're celebrating all the various holidays responsibly, and that way nobody ends up getting a Ridley funeral shout out. So let's be safe out there, and have a great summer, guys. And I'll be in the basement talking soon about my summer. So looking forward to sharing that. And plus, I owe Mike a critique, a full critique on his live performance at the Elmo. So that's another thing that needs to happen. All right, I've taken up enough time. Much love. What up, Cam? Where you been hiding, man?
Yeah, where have you been hiding?
I've been busy.
I saw you at Christy Pitts.
He's around. I've been around. Yeah. Stu got do you guys know Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler?
I know this name.
Yeah, like he gave Stu a shout out on a shoot interview he did. They were talking about Dark Side of the Ring. And Jeff Jarrett said how much he enjoyed the experience and they did a really nice job. It is shout out to Stu.
Nice.
Right there in the interview. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And Stu was at the Elmo.
He was.
And he was not at TMLX. I'm trying to track where Stu was. He was not at TMLX 22. But you were both of you were at both. That means a lot to me.
Of course.
And here you are now in this marathon episode for like 8 people.
It's a long one.
It's worth it.
It's like 3 hours.
But I thank you for I thank you for your efforts.
Of course.
And
My
your
pleasure.
contribution and whatever the fuck we're doing here. And thank you, Stu Stone, for telling us where he is in the world, and it is right here in Toronto. How do you say this name of our city, Cam?
I say Toronto.
Say it again.
Yeah, like Toronto. Like I feel like I pronounce it
Toronto?
T-R-O-N-N-O. Like not Trana, but like Toronto.
How do you say it, VP?
Toronto.
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 Like Ron said Bono almost.
Toronto Mike.
Toronto.
Toronto Mike. Toronto
Bono,
Michael.
Toronto.
Hey, Toronto.
Not Toronto.
Dear Toronto.
Just want to hear how long you guys would go.
I'll keep going all night.
Well, thank you both for your efforts, and thank you to Belgium. We're all Belgium today. Belgium? If you are from Belgium, are you Belgium?
Belgian?
Belgium.
Belgian?
Belgian. He's right. There's
Belgian
an N in
waffles.
there. Well, I'm a little loopy at this point. Okay. But thank you to everybody for listening, all 3 of you. I appreciate it. I wanted to shout out people on the live stream before they disappear.
They're still there. There's a bunch there.
Okay, so Rob Del Mundo is there. Leslie Taylor is there. Jeremy Hopkin is there. Rob Pruce is there. Andrew Ward, did you get your book from Rocco Rossi? It's for your dad. So I gave it to Canada Kev. Andy is here. These are a bunch of good people here.
Good
That's
people.
a long episode late into the night. Toronto. I'm seeing how Jeremy Hopkins says it. Toronto. Because what the fuck? You're ending the episode already? Heck, if we go longer, you'll be up. Like, it'll be time for Jeremy Hopkins back on Toronto Mike. He's going to be on like twice in a row because we missed him last quarter, I think.
So he's coming up right after your camping trip. Is that when he's on?
Before, I think.
Oh, is it before?
I think before. I think he's on twice before my camping trip. Like, I think he's on Monday to do the AI slop one. And then we're doing a remote at Scatting Cabin.
Ooh.
Like, I'm going to bike my gear to Scatting Cabin.
I believe that's the oldest building in Toronto.
You got it, brother. You got it. And I believe that's where I worked my Papa Ball game for Ardo Gadaro. There's a lot going on here.
No idea what that means.
And that brings us to the end of our 1,928th show. Go to TorontoMike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. And much love to all who made this possible. That is Great Lakes Brewery, Palma Pasta, Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball, Nick Iones. He's going to be my guest on Friday, by the way. But Susie McNeil is up before that. And Muffy Mouse is on before that. RecycleMyElectronics.ca and Ridley Funeral Home. See you all. Yes, my next guest is Muffy Mouse, Nina Keogh on Wednesday, and then Susie McNeil on Thursday, and then Nick Iones on Friday, and then Jeremy Hopkin on Monday. Thank you to Tyler, the VP, and Cam Gordon for another great FOTMcast.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
That ought to hold those SOBs.